It's time for race day here for the stars of the In the Pits News Truck Series. I don't have to exclude Tyler Watermelon this time because he is not showing up tonight. Welcome here tonight to the Furever Home 200 at Iowa Speedway. It's the second trip here for the drivers of the In the Pits News Truck Series. Their first trip here since Season 2. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. I'm Dawson Allen. As always, joining me in the booth here on Saturday nights, it is Adam Leslie Kuhn and Jonathan Parker, your defending series champion and defending race winner after winning last week at Phoenix. John, Adam, welcome to the booth.
Good evening, Dawson. I don't know who Adam Leslie is, but I'm excited to be here to call the race at Iowa tonight with you two. It should be a fun one with these guys here tonight. Unique track we just saw a couple weeks ago with the NAR series, so I think it's going to be another interesting show tonight.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. This is a very unique racetrack. Not gonna lie, I'm expecting a lot of cautions. I've not been very optimistic the way the past couple weeks have gone. Hopefully they can prove me wrong.
Now, John, you have raced here recently in a league. The NAR series came here about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did not finish that race. I don't think you did either. I think Michael Kruger might have accidentally cleaned you out at one point. What was your takeaway from that race? Of course, that is a completely different car. It's a Generation 6 car compared to a truck. But what was your takeaway from that race?
Yeah, the Gen 6 cars bottom out a lot more going into turn 1. That's what got Mikey into me, is he just drove it a little too hard and hit the bump and bottomed out and did that. But the trucks don't bottom out as bad, so you should be able to run the bottom a little bit better. But that second lane, if you hook that seam just right, you should be able to run that too. You'll see cars all over the racetrack, or excuse me, trucks all over the racetrack, and should be a fun one.
Indeed, we look at Michael Kruger, currently third fastest on the board right now in that number 14 machine. He is running a little throwback. Obviously, the throwback for the In the Pits News Truck Series is not till later on this year at IRP, but some drivers electing to run some throwbacks since this week is Throwback Week, Darlington Week in the official races as well as in NASCAR. He's throwing it back to Curtis Turner's number 14 car. It's a pretty cool paint scheme. Pretty cool throwback to see here tonight. So we'll kind of keep our eyes on that number 14 truck. You look around through some of the other drivers on track. How about Bennett Allen, 7th fastest right now in that number 15 truck?
Ooh, Bennett got a little loose there coming off turn 2. Might slap the wall. I think he's going to have a strong night tonight, guys. He had some speed at Phoenix, just couldn't put it together for the qualifying session, and was really a hole for the race, and really never dug himself out of it, and was involved in a couple of incidents that we saw last week at Phoenix, and was involved in a big crash and had to retire early. But I think he's going to try and put that behind him tonight. He's got some, like you mentioned, Dawson, good pace so far tonight. I think he's going to have, hopefully, a good night tonight for that 15 truck finally.
Yeah, he's always really fast, usually kind of wherever he goes, but the racecraft things are just all the little things that you do as a race car driver. He's still trying to figure that out. So hopefully today could be a good starting point for him to figure those things out.
So he did Fonseca Moreno, 6th fastest drive into him there. But someone else I want to talk about too. You mentioned from one Bennett to another. How about Brett Bennett in the number 47 truck? Currently 10th fastest. When we were here last in Season 2, Brett Bennett actually was your pole sitter. He went out and won the pole by a miracle, somehow, some way. Went out, led the first 3 laps, but coming off of turn 4 on lap 3, he got loose. And that's something that I want to kind of bring up, though, is just, we're going to kind of see that tonight. Drivers that'll be, like, exiting the corner and getting loose, and it could be very early on in the run, and it could be very late in the run. It's all a matter of that car control, and we're going to really see that battle tonight.
Yeah, you guys have mentioned this is a very technical track. We're going to see a lot of handling B factors in this race, more so than a lot of different racetracks. And usually that's the most important thing with these trucks, being fixed league, and just how you have to handle the truck in the dirty air here.
Yeah, dirty air is going to be terrible, because last week, that just made me realize how much I miss racing full time. I love racing so much. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. I just love figuring out racetracks, figuring out cars, and just passing people and racing. It's a lot of fun to me. But one thing I did not miss was the dirty air. Holy cow, it's awful at Phoenix. And I honestly feel like it'll be worse here at Iowa, just the way the the track is, because Phoenix is a little bit kind of like lower speed, especially in like turns 1 and 2. That is, but at this track, you're going a little bit faster. You carry a little bit more speed throughout those corners. So dirtier is just going to be worse, and you got to just kind of peek your nose and try and get clean air and try to pass people that way.
Talking about all these factors here, looking right now at your current fastest driver in practice, this is Justin Durand. Of course, the Durand top 2 right now, Justin being the leader of the 2 right now. 3 wins on his career. Of course, his most recent win coming at the Season 3 finale at Kansas. He has had some pretty good runs to go to start this year, but he is definitely looking to keep improving across the 3 starts. He's got a top 5. He really hasn't been able to finish out these races as well as he wanted to, but still, you know, bringing him home 11th and 4th in the last 2 outings after the abysmal 22nd finish at Daytona due to those issues he had early on. He's looking to have a really solid run here tonight. And it was... Speak of it, just as soon as we talk about Justin topping the boards, looky who just went fastest, Bennett Allen now, top of the charts.
Told you the kid's fast.
That bumps Braden Holt to 6th, and that puts Cole Snyder as the 5th fastest truck in the number 19. See if he's out on track or not. He's rolling off there. There's that number 19 Dig Designs Chevy Silverado. Of course, Cole Snyder also running in the NAOR series. It's also sponsored by Dig Designs, so got a little cross-promotional sponsorship between the 19.
Sorry, it's DI9 Designs. You got to say it right. I'm sorry.
Yes, but the 9 is supposed to resemble a G for dig, so for that
I
reason,
know it is, but it's the way they want it said, and it's their entity. You got to say
well,
DI9
it is a
Design.
DI9 Designs truck.
I'm sorry, Dawson. Just had to bust your balls there a little bit.
Well, I DI9'd you that one. Anyways, so we'll get back to some of the action here. Some of the trucks on track. Michael Krug's out there turning laps right now. Oh, all right. Alonso Chicano has just gone to the 10th fastest spot on the board. Just here in the last few laps here. That number 25, Not Famous Racers machine. He is ready to get rolling for tonight's run. He has a good streak to start the season so far. Amongst the last 3 races, he has finished no worse than 3rd, 2nd at Daytona, 2nd at Homestead, and 3rd at Phoenix. So this 25 truck is definitely on a roll right now, looking to continue that momentum throughout the season. You know, we were questioning at the start of the season, you know, if he was going to have a rebound year. Well, so far, 3 races in, I'd say it's a pretty good start to be able to go out there and finish top 3 all 3 races.
Yeah, he is pretty close to hot. Like, he is very hot on the circuit right now. And what's amazing about it is not all of it has been just outright pace. He just kind of does all the little things right. He's aggressive when he has to be. He knows how to defend really well. And I always tell people, just outright pace isn't always what you need as a race car driver. And he does all the little things right. He is it's very tough to race because he just does everything at a high level.
Yeah, you talk about that. Homestead, I mean, he was nowhere to be seen throughout the majority of that race. And then at the later stages of the race, he was right up in the mix battling for the win with Michael Walls and Cameron Caldwell. So, I mean, he's definitely got those setups. You know, he's got it down pat is basically what it is. Watching right now, your 15th fastest truck. This is Roy Crump, and that number 70, I think it's B-Stars. Chevy Silverado. Don't ask me what a B-Stars is. Don't ask me to Google it. I'm not going to Google it. It looks like it's some kind of...
it's a Netflix show.
It's a Netflix show, so I'm still not going to Google it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Double Newman. He's still getting hit.
Brett Bennett has just gone for the ride of a lifetime here in practice. We're going to take a quick look back. Braden Holt makes contact with him on the front straightaway, and then he gets ran into by Cole Snyder. Andrew Elias misses him. Nathan Fuller finds a way to hit him, and then Roy Crump just finishes him off. Brett Bennett hoping that wild ride is all he has here tonight and doesn't have to go through that during the race. Because if he has to do it during the race, then he's going to be one unhappy driver. And speaking of Brett Bennett, you know, we show that wreck. You know, he's going to need an AMR safety team like the truck he's driving. Congratulations to Brett. He is now a licensed EMT up in Nebraska. So congrats to Brett for that. Always really cool to see things like that happen. So looking back out here, seeing as we get the clock is winding down here for this practice session to get us ready to go for qualifying. Of course, drivers have been out here for about an hour now, getting their last bits of practice in before this race. See Braden Holt losing it through 3 and 4 down into the front straightaway. But you can see right now at the top of the chart, Bennett Allen, fastest here in practice. Justin Duran is going to be second. How about Ethan Fonseca Moreno? Last second move to bump it up to third. Then it's David Duran fourth. Michael Kruger rounding out top 5. So it's a PBR and Radius Racing top 5 right there. Cole Snyder 6th. Braden Holt 7th. Brett Bennett 8th. Andrew Elias 9th fastest. And Alonso Chicano with the 10th fastest speed here in your practice session. So now we move on to qualifying. We get ready to roll. We're going to look and see who's first one out. Looks like Nathan Fuller is first on track and first to get rolling. And Nathan was not supposed to be racing tonight. He said he wasn't going to be able to make it, but last second change of plans opened the door. So here he is running tonight's race. We'll see what he can do in qualifying. He is the first truck out. And John, we can see as you see him sliding there through the exit of 2. I was getting ready to ask you, you can see how the truck's kind of bouncing as he makes his way through the corner. What do you kind of see, as a driver, what is that feeling like? And, what is the way to kind of control that and wrangle it in to get fast?
The best way to really circumvent that is you got to honestly back up your corner so you don't bottom out as bad. And you talked about how NAR was here a few weeks ago. I don't think I ran the bottom, especially in 1 and 2 on my qualifying, because it was just so bumpy. It was not worth the risk. It was almost like RNG whether you would bottom out. So I've kind of run basically the line that he ran, maybe a little bit higher, but just to avoid those bumps and avoid upsetting the car. Definitely going to be a challenge for these guys.
We follow Brett Bennett, 4th fastest on the board right now. Cole Snyder, your pole sitter, just for now. We still got plenty of trucks to go. Josh Arnold coming off of 4 gets the wall. That is going to invalidate his first lap, but the issue is he takes the stripe for his second up-to-speed lap. I don't know if he's going to have enough cleared off to where it's going to still be a 0x, but at the same time, that's got to kill the run. I mean, it's really going to make that truck slower.
Yeah, we'll see how this pans out. You're right. I don't know if that's going to count it, but
it does, but it will be last place here. Slowest for Josh Arnold, a 23.971. We pay it back out here, though. Here comes Bennett Allen, the fastest in practice. We'll see what this 15 truck can do here tonight. Michael Walls looks like he's on track, as is Justin Durand. Andrew Elias looks to be on track as well. Tristan Maher just finished his laps to get 11th fastest. But Cole Snyder doesn't have a lot of competition left. He's got Allen, Durand, and Walls. David Durand has yet to go out. Brandon Havens and Michael Kruger as well has yet to qualify. So we'll see if they put in their qualifying laps. You see there, Allen sliding through 1 and 2. He is going to stop. It looks like he is going to try to reset and get that fast lap going here this next go around. David Durand now has gone onto the track to start his qualifying. So Bennett Allen recuperates. We will go to Justin Durand, who's about to set his first timed lap as he slides down the front straightaway. 23.5 is the time right now. That is 8th fastest, and he will not opt for a second lap. So we go back to Bennett Allen scrubbing the wall, looking to get some speed here on his second lap, his next timed lap. We'll see what this 15 can do through 1 and 2.
I see a lot of people having issues. I usually like to set a banker as my first lap. It depends because there's some tracks where the first lap is your fastest, so that's kind of all you get. But I'm not sure if this is one of those tracks where you can use both laps, but I'm just going to assume it is. So I usually like to set a banker.
Second lap, like that. 4th fastest for Bennett Allen. You got to wonder what he could have had if he got both of those laps in time-wise. But right now, Michael Kruger is who we're watching. David Durand going 2nd fastest with his first lap. Just barely off of Cole Snyder as Michael Kruger makes his way around the racetrack for his first timed lap with just a minute to go here in qualifying. And Michael Kruger's going to hit the wall. Can he stop it before the line? He can. David Durand also unable to improve his time, so he'll have to settle for second place, and Michael Kruger's going to have to hustle it if he wants to try to get a lap in. I don't think he's going to have enough time.
Looking at the timer, I think he's basically destined to start in the back. I don't see him getting another lap in.
No, he's going to have to. He'd have to have had already crossed the stripe by now. With 17 seconds to go, he does not have enough time to get a second timed lap. We'll watch him try. He'll disappear in about 7 seconds. He's not going to be able to set a lap time, so Michael Kruger kind of shoot himself in the foot. Going to have to start out back as the timer strikes 0. He is removed from the racetrack. And just like that, we are ready to get this race rolling. Before we can do that, we're going to take a look at your starting lineup here, presented by Mardon Technologies. Cole Snyder, David Durand are going to be starting on the front row here to start tonight's race. Then it's Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Braden Holt making up row number 2. Bennett Allen, Alonso Chicano starting in row 3. And you got Brett Bennett, of course, the last pole sitter here. He is starting in 7th next to Nick Hapiak. These two must be married because it seems like every race they are starting side by side. How about Roy Crump starting 9th and Justin Durand rounding out your top 10?
Starting 11th is going to be Zach Probst with Alex Kerfin alongside him. Cameron Caldwell is going to start on row 7 with Michael Walls. Tristan Majo starts in 14th alongside Josh Copano, with Hayward Tucker III next behind them, and Joshua Arnold alongside him. And Michael Kruger and Braden Sisko are going to round out the top 20.
And your final 3 spots will be Nathan Fuller in the 21st position, Andrew Elias in 22nd, round out the field is Brandon Havens in the 40 truck.
Well, we've got your lineup for tonight's race, and I got to wonder, Adam, who are you looking at to win tonight's race?
Well, I'm going to go with someone who didn't get any practice time, just kind of hopped in right as qualifying began. He's fast every week, 69 Tristan Majo. I'm curious to see how he's going to perform tonight. He hasn't gridded, he just gridded up, there he is, in that beautiful JC TV machine, so I think he's going to have a good race tonight. Hopefully he gets it to the end because we know he's going to be in contention if he does.
John, who are your eyeballs on to win tonight's race?
Man who's leading the points, Alonso Chicano. I think he finally breaks his winless streak. It's been almost a full season since he's won a race. And he's been very close these first 3 or so weeks. Look out for him to make it to victory lane.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and commit a cardinal sin for tonight's race. Because
no.
I am going to go with the man who qualified it in 7th. I am picking Brett Bennett to park it in victory lane here tonight. We'll see what he can do as the trucks begin to roll off the grid and get ready to run here in the Furever Home 200 here at Iowa Speedway. Truck rolling off pit road behind the pace truck. So we'll see what we can do here tonight. I do believe it's not a 2 to green situation like some short tracks do have in iRacing. It's just going to be a straight 1 to green. So we'll see real quick when they shake around here. It looks like lights are off on the pace truck. I don't think they come on anyways. We'll see.
Oh, we're taking 1 to green.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple laps here. So we're going to have a lap here. So we'll take a look through some of your onboards for some of your drivers. Right here is the onboard camera for Cameron Caldwell, number 12. Of course, we showed you already the onboard for Alonso Chicano, that number 25 Celsius Live Fit onboard camera. And we've already showed Brett Bennett as well. He has got the SBLD Racing onboard camera. But another driver carrying that camera as well is the driver of the number 44, Andrew Elias, the R-NASCAR onboard camera for him. There's the Alex Kerfan in the blue collar market onboard camera. And last but not least, Josh Coppernoll with the JCTV onboard camera. As the field gets ready to go green here, it's Cole Snyder and David Durand leading the field through 3 and 4. The pace truck's going to dive to the safety of pit road, and as they head through the Geico restart zone, the green flag is going to wave, and we are underway here in the Furever Homes 200. David Duran really trying to work that super top lane right now. If he can get it to work, he will clear that 19 of Cole Snyder and go for the race lead. He'll lead lap 1. We'll see if he can continue to lead lap 2 and on.
Yeah, Cole Snyder did not get that great of a jump and just allowed David Duran to kind of wrap the top, get that lead.
Hornet's nest back here. Go ahead.
Braden Holt with a strong start here. He is taking that second spot from
spinning Zach Probst is around! Spinning on the front straightaway. He was able to keep from hitting anybody else, I believe. But the caution will fly for the first time on lap number 3. It's the driver of the 62 going for a spin.
Boy, Crump had a very close call there, reacting to the 62.
I want to say he came real close to hitting him if he didn't. We'll take a look here at your JCTV replay. See right here, he just gets loose right on the exit, and Crump with a great move to miss him. Just
their contact might have been Netco because it's not really damage on Roy Cump's truck. There's on Zach Probst.
On board with the 70 here. You'll see right there, he starts sliding, and Crump. Whew. Close encounter there for him. Take a look from the back end of the 62. So obviously the 62 going to come to pit road, maybe get a fresh set of tires after that spin. Bring out our first caution tonight. You know, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, it kind of feels, you know, the same thing we saw back in season 2. It was different because it was the race leader, not the guy running in the back at the top 10. But still, you know, early on in the race, someone gets it a little too hot through the corner and spins it out, single car accident. And, you know, this time, though, we get a caution.
Well, Dawson, you mentioned that incident in Season 2 with Brett Bennett, but the same exact thing happened to Zach Probst from the outside pole. He was attempting to make a pass on Brett on the opening lap, and he had the same situation happen off turn 4 where the rear tire is just lost from his control and did the same thing, except he went through the infield grass and no caution came out that time until Brett's incident 2 laps later.
Average Brett Bennett moment, bringing out a caution, spinning out there on the front straightaway. So you can see the field kind of making their way around behind the pace truck, led by David Duran, number 24. 2 career wins coming last season, of course, winning the season opener at Daytona. Had a really good chance at the end of it this year to get the win. Couldn't quite get it done, but also, too, the win at Talladega, the second Talladega race last year. Cameron Caldwell was the winner of the first one. But yeah, David, 2 wins so far on his career, those both coming at super speedways, but don't let that distract you from the fact that he has had some really good runs at these, you know, shorter mile tracks or the 1.5-mile tracks. He has shown speed everywhere. He just has not been able to really close the deal at these type of racetracks. We come up on the choose here. It looks like David's kind of peeking down to the bottom, then going to go back to the top, and he'll go to the top lane. And you see right there, Braden Holt to the bottom. They kind of just a split decision, bottom to the top, depends on how they want to do it. So field lines up back behind the pace truck. Double file. Pole sitter Cole Snyder falls back to the outside of row 2. To his inside is Ethan Fonseca Moreno, that number 43 JCTV Silverado for Piston Broke Racing. See what he can do, looking still to score his first career win. See if he's got the magic tonight here in the cornfields of Iowa. Pace truck's going to dive back onto pit road. The field is back in the hands of David Durand to the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out, and you see they stack up in the inside lane. Not a good restart by Bennett Allen. They're already back to 3 wide back in the back here. It's Kerfan, Caldwell, and Crump. This is the battle for 10th, but up front, it's a fight for second. Moreno trying to get to the inside of Braden Holt. Couldn't quite do it. That 54 hangs on for second.
Still 3 wide back here, exiting turn 2, deep in the pack. Caldwell on the inside of Kerfan and Duran, and Roy Crump in this mix too.
Michael Wall's right there as well, your winner from Homestead earlier this year. He's right there in the picture as well. See Michael Kruger's there, Tristan Maher, Nathan Fuller. They're all pulling up, all bundled together here now.
Yeah, racing really hard to try to get that track position. It's very easy to get the track position on the restart. It's a lot harder when it gets strung out. Got to get them now.
Speaking of track positions up front, Alonso Chicano climbing his way into the top 5 now, getting by Nick Hapiak. Now looking for another spot for 4th on the inside of the 19 of Cole Snyder.
Very difficult to make that pass there on the bottom, especially a bottom of 1 and 2. It's just really easy to keep the guy on the bottom pinched down on those bumps, and they basically just have to lift.
Now something I'm seeing up ahead too, David Durand is now out to about a 5 truck length lead, almost a 6 truck length lead. But the thing I see with that 24, he is just continuing to run that very high line, way up against the wall, where everybody else is kind of drifting down to the bottom of the racetrack. So we're seeing him continue on to make this ground up over the rest of the field by running this super top lane through 3 and 4. That's really kind of shaking things up.
Yeah, we've seen that from him at many of these tracks where, there's multiple grooves. He loves that high line. Kind of compared to Kyle Larson a little bit, how he just kind of gravitates up there. He's comfortable there. That's where his sweet spot is. We've seen him getting a little bit of trouble, knocking down the fence a little bit, but if he can keep it out of the wall, he's going to be a good bullet tonight.
And we heard a lot of drivers in practice mention that pretty much all the speed was going to be in the bottom on the short run. So I was curious what you guys were thinking about him being so committed to that lane this early in the race and him just pulling away from the field like this. He's already gapped now to a 7/10 of a second lead.
Putting down some fast laps, tenths at a time. He's faster than the rest of the field, than the likes of Braden Holt. Even Valtega Moreno has been putting up comparable lap times to the 24 of David Durand, but just not able to fully really pull it up. I see a slower truck back in the background. Roy Crump is losing a lot of spots here, dropping like a rock right now. He was battling for a top 10 spot, now hanging on for a top 15 as Nathan Fuller makes the move to the inside here.
Going back to the point where you're talking about, a lot of drivers are saying how the bottom was going to be good on these short runs. And while that might be true, it's all about where you're really comfortable. If you have that comfort level to run the top, then you can run the top and be just as fast and actually save tires up there if you know what you're doing. So I just hope that he's not burning up his stuff, David Durand is.
Absolutely. Kind of looking ahead through this race, the stage is at lap 50. Your quick race analysis for tonight's race, it's 200 laps, so 178 total miles, 50 laps for the stage. The fuel window was about 78 to 83. I've gotten kind of conflicting results from some of the drivers on what that fuel window is, and it is a clear day with an 82-degree track temp, so we're going to keep monitoring that and seeing how this plays out. But we've got still about closing up on 30 laps to go in this first stage. So really the issue is just about trying to battle with your competitors to see what kind of positions you can make up. And going for points too. The top 10 is the points payout. And right now Brett Bennett sits as the last points paying driver trying to fend off Michael Walls, who's back in 11th. He continues to he's trying to make a move on Cameron Caldwell, but he's kind of not going to be able to do so. Really stuck in that spot right there. Just doesn't need to lose that spot to Michael Walls, as we can see the onboard here. Watching him work this wheel. See Micah peeking to the outside there. Back in the background, you see Fremont EMT. You know, if you're up in the Nebraska area, do not have a medical emergency because Brett Bennett is an EMT up there. We don't want you to be up there because he's not well known for finishing the job. So I'm going to make sure you kind of keep your eyes open and stay safe around those parts. But right now, up front, David Durand, the lead's closed up a little bit. Braden Holt is now back within 0.6 of a second.
One thing we were watching early on in this race is Michael Kruger's progression through the field. We saw his incident in qualifying. Did not get to lay down a competitive lap at all. 19th is where he started. He's only climbed up to 14th right now, but a few laps ago he was racing pretty hard 3 wide with Tristan Maher and Roy Crump, and he is still stuck right here with these guys, and Nathan Fuller just behind also.
He just needs to stay patient because we saw him practice, and I've seen him testing throughout the week. I know he's got the pace to be up front, but yeah, it's really hard to just blast through these guys in one run. So he's just got to take it one corner at a time, one spot at a time.
See this 14 trying to navigate through traffic, ended up on the backslide now, getting passed by Tristan Maher and Nathan Fuller. Of course, your season opener winner this season at Daytona in a wild fashion for that 14 truck. He's looking to continue on and have a good season here. After the past 2 seasons he's been so good, both season 2 and season 3, but just someone else has one-upped them and done better. And that's been kind of the story of his career thus far in the Independence News Truck Series. Looking to change that this year, if he can.
Every battle's a learning experience, and I hoped as one of those people you mentioned who bested him a little bit. I hope he learned something from me. I hope he learned something from Alonso. And I know he could be a champion. That's why I picked him. Just gotta stay steady.
Talk about this battle for the lead. It's still closing in. You can see now Brayton Holt's now only 0.3 of a second back, but the bigger thing I see is who's back there in third now. Alonso Chicano up to third. He is now in the mix, but he also gets a little tight there off the corner. Now back under fire from Ethan Fonseca Moreno in the 43 as they go side by side through 1 and 2.
A little bit of a commentator's curse, I guess, because as soon as at least I panned to him, he just about got the wall. But you're right, he was able to fend off Ethan there, making good progress. But one thing that's interesting is David's basically migrated to the bottom as this run's gone along. And you see the lead closing. I'm just wondering how much he overheated his tires, how much he's trying to get them cooled down here for the rest of this run here, for the last about 20 laps.
Yeah, coming up 21 laps to the stage. And Adam, what are you looking at, as these drivers are looking to try to maintain for at least 20 more laps to get to stage end?
Yeah, like Jonathan just mentioned, I'm curious to see how cool these guys are keeping these tires. Mentioned the line of trucks right behind David Durand now, and it's getting longer. It was a 4-truck line. Now it's up to about 5 or 6 trucks just right here, all the way back to Justin Durand. Actually, no, Bennett Allen, 8th place, is also in this line. So the whole top 8 right here, getting close within just 2 seconds of David Durand. So they're starting to put the pressure on him and packing the pressure on everyone to get these stage points here for the top 10 positions.
And the battle for the final stage points is still ongoing. Cameron Caldwell is 9th right now. He currently holds one of the last 2 spots. Michael Walls right there is 10th. And Brett Bennett is 11th. He is definitely looking to see if he can get by this 7 truck and gets at least a bonus point out of tonight's race, but he's still going to have to battle for at least another 19 laps here. But the battle for the lead's heating up. Braden Holt is right there. He is trying to get to the inside of David Duran for the race lead. David goes back to the top, Braden to the bottom. We'll see what that 54 can do. He's going to try to slide up. Can't quite do it. Look at Chicano filling the hole. There's going to be a little contact. Around goes Alonso Chicano through the grass. He's going to slide to that extra little road right there, and that is going to take him out of stage points contention, dropping him all the way back to 19th right now as the pass by Elias puts him 20th. Chicano goes for a wild ride, and he pays the price, going from 3rd now to 20th. Make it 21st.
Yeah, that situation there, the hole he was going in just filled up really quickly, and this battle for second is still ongoing because Braden Hole is under attack from both sides.
3 wide, heading into turn 3 for second. Moreno on the bottom, Holt in the middle, and Nick Hapiak going to wrap that top side. He is going to clear for second. He looks to set his sights on David Duran and go for this stage win. Now, John, as part of the broadcast, I really can't have, the driver audio on. I would love to have it on, but for the viewer experience, I can't have it on because just at random times the drivers will queue up at mic. Did you hear anything from that 25 truck after that incident?
I didn't really hear anything. But one interesting thing is that Ethan's got a little bit of right front damage from that. I don't know if that's just on my end or if that's actual damage because iRacing's a little funky with that. So I hope it's not actually there, but it looks like he's got some pretty significant damage, and that's an important part of the truck.
Yeah, he's got some damage to the right front of the 43 truck. You can see it right there. So Moreno's going to have to... Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, he's going to have to fight with this handling here until the end of the stage. I think he's going to be hanging on for the deal of his life here to hold this 4th position, while Nick Hapiak is all over David Duran for this race lead, both running the top lanes right here. But going back to that incident with Alonso, he just really was against the wall and had no place to go with 2 trucks going right at him there. I was happy I had a moment there off turn 4.
I feel for Alonso because he really did have them where he wanted them. I feel like he was just biding his time, and he just went for a gap that just closed up, like you said, Adam, earlier. That was wild. Yeah, it's just see if he can. Hopefully he doesn't have too much damage. He can get back up there.
He had
Braden Holt with a slide there off turn 2.
Yeah, I was about to say, I saw what you saw. I heard you go, oh, I saw what that was. That was, that 54 was slideways there on the exit of 2. But you see the battle now shifting to second. Still, it's Ethan Fonseca Moreno trying to make a charge back at Nick Hapiak for the second spot. But David Duran is still holding on to this race lead, and he is cheering on this battle to see if he can hold on. Moreno right there at the bottom, still side by side with Hapiak on the front straightaway. 11 laps to go here in the stage. How about Bennett Allen making the move on Justin Duran for 6th now back in the background? Oh, somebody is slow. Michael Walls is spun on the front straightaway.
Believe Justin got the wall, but Micah is spun on the flat on that access road, and this is not going to bring out a caution. He was racing with Brett Bennett for the last stage point.
Contact with Cameron Caldwell. Oh, contoured by Cameron Caldwell. And Bennett ends up making the contact to spin him into the infield area there. So Michael Walls was running top 10. Now he is out of it. As we approach 9 laps to go, that slots Alex Kerfan now as 10th place to get the final stage points.
There's a lot going on right now. Insane battles up front for the lead. All these top 5 spots are up for grabs.
And nobody's set in stone anywhere. David Duran was running away with it earlier. Now he has fallen back into the grasp of Ethan Fonseca Moreno and Nick Hapiak as they continue to battle side by side behind the race leader. Both of them trying to go for this stage win over David Duran. Moreno trying to wrap the bottom. Can't quite get the run that he wants off the exit. Hapiak still powering to the outside as we have 8 laps to go here in the stage.
It's going to be really tough to pass David when he's got that top side going. If he runs that perfectly, he gets such a good run off. And you see Nick kind of following him as he's battling with Ethan here. Ethan might have a little bit of a faster truck, but it's just really hard to get that pass done, especially when they're all trained on the outside.
Look who just cracked the top 10. Michael Kruger up to 10th, getting by Alex Kerfan now in the 30 truck. So move Kruger into points positions, but the biggest mover of the race is not that 14 truck. It's actually the number 4 truck. Nathan Fuller is up 13 spots from the drop of the green flag. Of course, we have 2 drivers that have dropped the 9 and 13. That is Brett Bennett all the way back to 16th now, and Alonso Chicano back to 19th. Bennett, of course, with damage. Chicano's got some damage from that spin as well. Oh, Braden Holt locking it up to not take out the 6. That looked like he was coming in hot, and he was trying to keep it off the back of that 6 truck. That was a sideways moment for the 54, but he was able to recover and keep fighting here in this top 5. But look at this, Hapiak is trying to peak. He's trying to see if he can try and go and make a move for this stage win. 6 laps to go.
Wow, Cole Snyder put a big block there on Bennett Allen on the front straightaway. Bennett had none of it, went to his inside. That's the battle for P5. Cole had a good run there.
Oh, wicked loose.
Braden Holt continues to wheel that thing.
I'll give like crazy right now. Here.
I'm sorry. I'll give a shout out to Braden Holt because that was a big heads up move to not get in the back of Nick Hapiak's Ford. That was a great heads up move, and maybe he aggravated his tires a little bit as he got loose the next lap, but he's still here battling for 3rd.
Hapiak still trying to make the move for this race lead. David Duran continues to hold the point. Moreno still trying to wrap that bottom side. He's really not gaining. He's losing. As now Holt charges back to the outside. 3 laps to go here in the stage. Hapiak's going to have to make this move here quick if he wants to go for the stage points. Duran going to go high. That opens the door low for Hapiak, who's going to try to get to the inside now. Hapiak's going to go to the bottom. Can't get the run off. It's going to be 2 to go. Ooh. David Duran continuing to lead. They're going to be 3 wide for second. Yet again, Moreno to the bottom. Hapiak in the middle. And Braden Holt up top.
Now that's exactly what David Duran wanted to see. 3 wide in his mirror. That makes that a lot easier for him.
Yeah, that move by Hapiak really held up Moreno, and he had to either lose all that momentum or make it 3 wide, and that's what he did. And Bennett Allen taking advantage of it now, too, to the inside of Braden Holt, trying to get to the inside of the 6.
Oh, Moreno's going to close the door on Hapiak there as the white flag for the stage. Moreno gets, I was going to say he gets sideways a little bit, but he blinks out, so chalk that one up to a little bit of internet issues to save Moreno from going around as they come down the back straightaway here. David Duran has led every lap so far. Here comes Moreno trying to slide it down to the inside. Going to try to go for a slide job if he can. He'll pull up. He won't be able to clear. Coming to the stripe, it's going to be David Duran taking the stage here tonight. Came right down to the line, but David Duran holds off, and he is going to win the stage here.
Whew, catch your breath, everyone. That was a lot of action.
I do believe that is David Duran's 2nd career stage win. I'll double check that because that just does not feel right that David has only won one stage.
I know I think he won Nashville last year for sure.
Yeah, he won Nashville's last year. I think that was the only stage that he's won. Till now. I'm double checking to make sure that that fact is correct. Joseph Strigley will stat check that one eventually, but it does look like that is his 2nd career stage win. So as they pull down pit road, David Duran scoring stage win number 2 in his career. As he looks for race win number 3, as we'll quickly try to flash to you your stage results. It was David Duran, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, Nick Hapiak, Braden Holt, then Bennett Allen. Then it was Cole Snyder, Justin Duran, Cameron Caldwell, and they're jumping around because they're on pit road, but it was, after that, it was Michael Kruger, I think, that got there in 9th. And then 10th would have been, I believe, Alex Kerfan.
Cameron Caldwell was 10th. They were side by side.
10th. Okay. Yep. So Caldwell got it. Well, that's how that works out. So the field filing off of pit road. If I could find the pit lane camera, that would be great, but I can't do that. So we're just going to kind of go back to David Durand, your stage winner. Hey, what do you say we pull him up and see if we can't get a hold of him and see what that 24 driver's feeling right now?
Hey, David Duran, it's the guys in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Doing good. You were pretty good out there in that opening stage. What was it like running that top lane to start off this race and pull off that pretty big lead you had to open off?
Well, just trying different lines. I mean, this is one of those tracks where you can run pretty much every line. So right now, I'm just really experimenting and see which is the preferred line when it comes to the long run. And apparently, the top was great on 3 and 4. So the plan is to try to stick with that and just hope to the end. We're there.
Well, at the end of that stage, were you looking through your windshield more or the mirror? Because they were dicing all over your back bumper trying to get to you there.
Nah, I wasn't really looking at them. I was just more focused on just trying to at least win the stage, and they're just letting them fight for second. So it is what it is. So now we just got the next 150 laps to go. So we'll see what happens.
What do you think is going to happen here for the last 150 laps and for that 24 machine?
Hopefully not what happened at Phoenix last week, where we're just a yellow after yellow. So hopefully get some long racing right here, but I'm hoping that we have another long green flag run and maybe a green pit stop, and I'll train some strategy. So we'll just see. So we'll just play it by ear, and we'll just see what happens.
Amen to that.
All right. Well, good luck, David. Hopefully we get to talk to you post-race.
All right, thank you guys.
That was our stage winner, David Duran, in the 24 truck. But guys, I believe we have a developing story with the 43.
Yeah, he probably sped on pit road is probably why he's back there. And I preach to him all the time. You know, we obviously work together. You got to do all the little things right to stay up front and win these races. And he does a lot of little things that he just doesn't do right yet. And he's still learning. And once the pace is obviously there. Once he gets that, he's going to be hard to beat.
We'll see what he can do to recover from starting out back. Everybody's still in the lead lap and still rolling strong here as David Duran and Braden Holt make up row 1. To the Geico restart zone, we are back underway. It's 145 laps left to go here in the Furever Home 200. Bennett Allen sending it 3 wide now with Happyack to the outside of Braden Holt. They're already going around him.
Contact. Oh, no.
Nathan Fuller.
Oh, Fuller,
Big
Curfan's
time.
in it. And I believe that back there is, I want to say that's the 36 truck.
36 of Braden
Sisko is involved. Somebody hit Braden Holt after the spin as well. Up front, couldn't quite tell who it was. Gonna have to take a look back.
I think what happened there was Braden Holt Bennett Allen going over the bumps, because you can just see his truck just violently hitting the racetrack and just bottoming out through turn 1, and just the contact.
Ooh, there was no contact. That was if that was contact, that was net code. That was net code of the 54 got loose. We're gonna have to kind of double check and see. Let me take a look back at this replay here. You'll see Bennett Allen dive to the inside of the 54 of Braden Holt. You see Nathan Fuller gets airborne. It's up off the racing surface. Curfan, Sisko are involved. I take a look on board with the driver, the number 5. This is Justin Duran's on board.
It was such bad net code. It looks like he just got loose and lost it, but nah, there's definitely definitely net code. Yeah, it was bad net code. It wasn't quite like the net code I had at Atlanta and SJRL, but it was pretty bad.
Justin Duran is lucky that he did not get any contact from that accident. We'll watch the onboard of the 15. Look at how far away he is when their contact gets initiated. Not even touching the 54.
Yeah, I love this game. I love this sim, as my boss Josh would tell me to say. But yeah, there's little things like that are always frustrating. It's really hard to get around. I don't know what iRacing could do to make that a little bit better, but yeah, no one's fault there. It's just the internet. Get you one last onboard here with Josh Copperton. We'll watch the wheel
this 42 machine as he tries to navigate his way. Quick evasive action for that 42 to get out of harm's way. So we'll re-rack them, restack them. Hopefully that's not the trend. David obviously saying before we went back green in his interview that he hopes that we don't have another caution fest like we had at Phoenix last week. And what's the first thing that happens? We get a yellow. So we'll see how it shakes out. But Nick Hapiak got to second in that exchange. Bennett Allen goes to third. Justin Duran to fourth. And Cole Snyder now is your top 5.
Yeah, we do mention the cautions. At least that one, that wasn't really like even anything over aggressive. It was just an unfortunate circumstance. There were some last week. I'm not gonna name any incident in particular where I went back and looked and I'm like, what was your plan there? That wasn't one of those situations. So these guys have been keeping it clean, and I know they can.
Well, while we're under a quick caution, what do you say we dial up the JCTV in-race reporter, Andrew Elias? Hey, Andrew,
Yep.
This is Dawson in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, dude, you sound really, really hot tonight.
Thank you. Well, that number 44 truck has seen it all tonight. But right now, running P11, what are your thoughts about how this race has gone these first 60 laps?
I think it's gone pretty well. Just taking my time, chilling, saving tires. I figured out something in 3 and 4 later in the first stage, so I'm gonna go use that later on. But yeah, having a little bit of fun out here.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, we'll let you get back to it. We saw you just got through the choose cone. Best of luck, and we hope to keep talking to you here throughout the night.
All right, thanks, man. I love you. You're really hot.
Love you too, Andrew. That's Andrew Elias, driver, the number 44 truck. Ford F-150. So as we get ready to race again, the front row, it's all Durand. David on the top. Justin chooses the bottom. As you see, Hapiak and Bennett Allen went to the top side, so that opened the door for Justin to go to the bottom. So it will be an all Durand front row through the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out. We're back racing in the Furever Home 200. Oh, Cameron Cole is going to sit in. Far wide. Hapiak's going to go to the outside wall. Hapiak, the biggest loser there. They were 4 wide.
Yeah, I don't know how we ended up 4 wide. I have to go back and look at that after this calms down a little bit. But that definitely hurt Nick Hapiak. He had a great pace. See if he can't get back up here. But
you know who that didn't hurt? The 14 of Michael Kruger, who has now cracked the top 5, going on Bennett Allen if he can get that 15 truck.
we do have a caution somewhere.
Back in the back, Zach Probst is around again. Ugh.
I think our JCTV friend gave him a little help. Sorry to cut you off there, Adam.
Real quick at JCTV replay, see what happened to Zach Probst to see what set off this third caution of the race. Oh, Josh just Josh forgot the braking point. Went right into him.
Gave him a little help.
Get a quick look at the onboard of Josh Coppernol. And if you look just right around here, you can kind of see. Let me see if I can get this pulled up here. You can kind of see right here in his mind, he's thinking, oh no. And he knows what he is about to do. He is about to run into the back of that 62 of Zach Probst. And just right here, you'll hear it. Right into that 62 and around he went. So not a good bit of spell here for Copperdoll on that 42 as he makes contact with the 62. Put us under caution again.
Yeah, we went back and looked at the turn 1 4 wide, and honestly, they just kind of ran out of room. I don't really know how else to explain it because Cameron Caldwell made a pretty aggressive move, but it just ended up 4 wide, and Justin had to give room, and they just kind of all ran out of space. And luckily, I don't think the 6 truck has too much damage. Just lost the track position, probably a little hot under the helmet, but I know he can get back up there.
Yeah, you mentioned when that happened, everything just kind of happened at once. Cameron went to make a move on Bennett Allen as he was already pulling to the inside of Justin Durand, and it just kind of, like you mentioned, unfolded from there with Nick Hapiak being shot towards the fence there from that 4 wide situation there unfolding.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about taking the top on the choose, because we have the cliche 8 tires grip better than 4, and that's that's definitely one of those situations because he did nothing wrong. He was just kind of minding his own business, and all of a sudden he just winds up near the outside wall with no room left for him to race. So that's definitely one thing you have to keep in mind with the choose.
Yeah, it's all about, making the decision that you think is going to benefit you, but also, too, it could wind up coming back to bite you in the rear. So we'll see what happens here with this next choose. Obviously, though, it benefits some drivers more than it does others. The biggest benefactors were Justin Durand and Cameron Caldwell, who are able to climb now up to the top 3.
Yeah, I did want to make a comment. The first 3 trucks took the outside. I was so shocked because usually I might be just the way I'm wired. Whenever I see the front row right there, I have such a hard time saying no to it. I mean, it's just so inviting to take that front row spot, and I was just shocked that 2 other drivers, I should say, said no to it.
Well, we'll see what happens this next go around as we're still under caution here. What do you say? Dial up the driver, the 42. I believe you've got a direct line to him, John. You can get a hold of our boss man and see what was he thinking heading into that turn so hot and taking out Zach Probst.
Hey, Josh, this is Mr. Parker from the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Yeah, I'm just going to get right to it. What the heck happened going into turn 1 there? Did you just miss your braking point?
No, I'm not exactly sure what happened to Probst. He was about a lane lower than I was, and then he just come up right in front of me. I had to lift, otherwise he would have gotten turned on the front stretch, and then I felt like he just got off the gas and out of the brake a whole lot sooner than what I have been doing all race, and so he just went around. I hate that it happened. Not sure how my truck looks right now, but we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing here and hopefully have another great race.
At least from what I see, a little bit of left front damage, but yeah. So your drivers, Michael Kruger moved up, and Ethan obviously had some type of speeding penalty. And do you think y'all can move back up through the field, you and Ethan specifically?
Ethan, yes, I feel like he can. He's been really fast. Me, on the other hand, I can't find speed. This is another ridiculous run, but we're trying.
All right, I'm sure you'll figure it out there. That was Josh. Thank you for interviewing with us.
Thank you.
No problem.
So the way they line up this time, it's Cameron Caldwell starting inside row 1, but it's still David Durand out front. They go through the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out. We're back underway. Can it stay green for longer than 5 seconds? We'll see, because Michael Kruger just sent it 3 wide, and there goes Justin Durand!
Decent lick, too. Oh, I saw that coming from a mile away. That might have honestly started when Michael Kruger blinked a little bit on the start. That was just wild.
I said 5 seconds. It wasn't even 5.
I kind of jinxed him, because the first caution, that wasn't really anything over aggressive. It was just bad circumstance. The last couple have been interesting, to say the least.
You jinxed it when you came on fast lane saying this was going to be a wreck fest.
Oh, dang, I
Taking a
hate
look.
being a Debbie Downer.
Taking a look back at your JCTV replay, sponsored by Burnham Motorsports Designs, because I clicked the wrong one. So shout out Justin Burnham and Burnham Motorsports Designs for the replay for this one here. Michael Kruger sends it 3 wide, and then right here, he just kind of drifts up the corner and hits Justin. I mean, it looks like he might have hit a bump or something and just shot up the racetrack. That doesn't look like he really did anything. We'll go on board with this number 14 truck. You can kind of see right here. It just kind of goes straight right into the 5 truck.
I mean, Bennett Allen doesn't really run the bottom. Maybe Kruger was expecting that, but that's one of those moves where if you make that, you got to make sure everyone you're racing around comes out with a clean truck. And I love Mikey, but he just didn't do that there. And he is an aggressive driver. Sometimes that can happen. But
oh, that's a good view from Tristan Maher's point of view. You can kind of see it looks like he bobbles a little bit.
Yeah, once again, part of that might have been because he expected his teammate Bennett there to run the bottom, and it just didn't quite happen. And just made him bobble a little bit. And when things are tight like that, you have a little bobble, it can result in an accident like that. You just when you make a move like that, you gotta make sure that everyone you're racing around comes out with a clean racetrack.
See right there, up sideways, the contact right there. And Michael Kruger probably thinking, oops, after that one.
Got a little bit of flashbacks, I'm not going to lie. Those of you who watch NAOR, something
That is
slightly
what it
similar
looks like.
happened.
Something slightly similar happened
similar.
between you and Michael Kruger, I believe.
Yeah, I love him, and I know with that one he really hit the bump bad. Just got into me, but yeah, my faith fight finish, Chevy was toast after that.
One guy who was very beneficial with that caution coming out at the time it did was, I want to give a shout out to Braden Sisko in that 36. He was still making laps, involved in a couple of cautions ago, I believe, but he was pulling off pit road right when that incident happened. Did not lose a lap, so he's going to be able to hang on the lead lap here and try and he already gained 1 position, so he's going to try and gain a few more here.
And I'm gonna go back to the choose, because Justin Duran obviously on the previous restart chose the bottom. That time, once again, he chose the high side. I don't know. I maybe I predicted it a little bit. I'm sorry. Telling you that front lane is awesome. I promise you, that front row is awesome. Just take it, guys. I promise you.
See the field crawling down this back straightaway here. Getting ready to get this race restarted again. Again, David kind of jinxed it. He said, I hope it's not like last week and it's just a caution fest, but that's exactly what we're getting here. That's exactly what he gets to see. So, as we get ready for the choose cone here, you do not want to run over that little box right here, as you'll kind of see how the drivers kind of split their decisions between the bottom or the top.
Cam, listen to me. He took the bottom when he had the chance. He took the front row. Wonder if he's got the broadcast pulled up.
Yeah, he might be listening to you here. But David's still going to that top. He's been very much, he gets that launch on the restart to where he can clear out front of everybody, and he can stay ahead, and that's really been helping this 24 throughout all these cautions happening, to stay out front and stay ahead. So we'll see if he can continue that trend here this restart. He's got Cameron Caldwell back to his inside. How about Michael Kruger now restarting third inside of row 2? Ethan Fonseca Moreno close to a top 10 run back again, but through the Geico restart zone, David Durant leads the field back to green.
Oh!
Oh, see Josh Copperlow. Zach Probst way down on the apron. Him and Alonso Chicano got close together. Able to keep it straight. No yellow yet.
I don't know if it was Josh. It was one of the many JCTV trucks that got the ball pretty big off it too there.
It looked like it was the 42 truck, that blue hood with the black top and black body. That is the 42. The 43 is black with yellow accents. And, of course, the 69 has got the yellow front with the blue sides. Bennett Allen's got the black and blue. Bennett Allen's also got fast lane on his truck comparative. Ooh! An aggressive block by Michael Kruger. Cole Snyder, though, gets to the inside. He tried to block him on the front straightaway. It wouldn't work. Now Michael's going to try to cross him over.
And just behind these guys, we mentioned that yellow JCTV truck, just Maho, first time he's poked his head inside this top 10 really tonight, just behind Brett Bennett there in the 47. And Michael Wall's in line behind him. These guys are trying to march their way into the top 5. And you see then a couple positions behind them, Josh Arnott on the inside of Andrew Elias trying to recover his night.
And tonight's a big night for Brett Bennett. Tonight marks his 50th start here in the Pits News Truck Series. Still winless. He is still looking to break through and score career win number 1. He is the longest tenured driver in the league that has yet to score a victory. Next longest to Andrew Elias, who is making his 47th start tonight. Zach Probst making start number 43 also is winless, so those drivers are on their dry spell, looking to break it tonight. The best odds right now, though, look to be in the favor of Brett Bennett, currently running down Michael Kruger for the 5th spot. But look out front, David Duran's back out to about a 7 truck length lead.
Yeah, this is a common theme with him. He is outstanding on those short runs. He's very hard to keep up with, and he is definitely putting that on display tonight. But he's also able to keep that pace up on the long end. Just doing a very good job of going fast while managing his tires.
As we hit lap number 82 this next time by, we've got a bit of a break in the action here. Things have kind of slowed up just a little bit. Right now, only one driver DNF from this race, Braden Holt, 23rd. Everybody else is still attempting to limp their way to the finish, like Alex Kerfan, who is 11 laps down. But right now, as they run, it's David Durand leading the field here. Cameron Caldwell second, Cole Snyder is third, Bennett Allen fourth, and Michael Kruger rounding out your top 5. We're taking a quick JCTV side-by-side, but don't go anywhere. You will not miss any of the action.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man. Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. When the race all right, fine. Are we good? We're good.
So what do you got in that loader, Tony?
Just did my mail run, Chase. 3,100 pounds of letters from the best fans on earth.
You have this many fans.
Yes.
You sure some of this isn't hate mail?
Nope. All fan mail.
This one's about weight loss.
That's not mine.
It has your name on it.
I'm a popular guy.
It says VIP membership renewal.
Not cool to read other people's mail, kid.
This isn't fan mail.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
This season, nothing scares Carl Edwards more than losing. Not a 10-car pileup on a fast track. Not trading paint with a car full of clowns. Not that furnace in his basement that sometimes looks like a face. Losing is even scarier than having to choose between starving and eating your best friend Bob.
I don't feel like I've got much time left. Great.
There are only 2 things that scare Carl Edwards: losing and not winning.
Oh, wow. You're Kyle Busch.
Yeah. Hi.
And that is the new Nas Rowdy drink?
That's it.
Can I get a picture?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Get rowdy.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Napa know how. Napa know how.
Hey, track bar's broke and you keep jumping out of gear. What do you want to do?
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, Coca-Cola.
Should probably go.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
When I'm not racing, I'm personalizing. Just like how Carvana lets you personalize your financing. You can customize your down payment and monthly payment in a matter of minutes for some truly dazzling results. Financing has never felt so fabulous.
You didn't miss a beat of the action in NASCAR. JCTV, nonstop, whatever you want to call it. Still David Rand out front. Cameron Caldwell solidly in second, but he is currently almost 2 seconds back of our race leader. Then it's actually Cole Snyder actually making the pass. Excuse me. Cole Snyder makes the move for second as we get ready to continue on through this long run of green flag racing that we've finally gotten after so long. So many cautions after that stage break. See Caldwell battling Snyder, just barely not hitting him. But Cole Snyder now up to second over Cameron Caldwell. Michael Walls is up to fourth, and Brett Bennett is your top 5 as they run right now. It was a ferocious battle from fourth on back there for the longest time.
Yeah, you mentioned Michael up to fourth. You put up a big fight with Brett Bennett, who was trying to keep that fourth position, of course, and now slipping back with a battle with Tristan Majo here and Ethan Fonseca Marino recovering from that pit penalty at the end of that first stage. So here comes Tristan trying to look on that outside of Brett. Couldn't do it there, but Brett and Micah had some
spin.
We have
Alonso Chicano was around. Josh Arnold got into him, and I believe Michael Kruger got some damage as well. I was just getting ready to bring up.
Bennett Allen is the one that tagged Chicano into turn 1.
That was bad. That was
I was just getting ready to bring up that, you mentioned Moreno hard charging. As we go look back to your JCTV replay, not only was Moreno hard charging, but Justin Duran and Nick Habeck had cracked back into that top 5. The top 10, I should say. They were battling there, so we'll see what happens here. This is coming down the front straightaway. This is Alonso Chicano and Bennett Allen. They are battling here for a spot in 13th. Then Chicano gets sent to the inside wall. And then right there, Arnold and Kruger. with some contact of their own.
I don't think the damage on the 14's that bad. He checked up for the incident with Chicano, and Josh Arnold was right in his lane and right into the back of him.
Alonso, I'm sorry. I think I jinxed this race, buddy. You had the pace, you just haven't had the luck. Cause I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know what Ben and Allen's plan was there.
Yeah, watching on board here, you see Kruger checking up. Arnold just couldn't check up enough. And around goes Michael Kruger, but he is able to skate by everything else.
Yeah, Kruger's damage shouldn't be too bad, like you said, Adam. With this damage model, the rear end damage isn't that bad. With the next gens, the rear end damage is like a death sentence because that diffuser makes so much downforce. But with the older damage model with these trucks, you should be able to be just fine with the rear end damage. So I think Kruger will be okay there.
But this does pull a lot of drivers to pit road, except for two. David Durand staying out under this caution, as is the 64 of Harold Tucker III. They elect to stay. This time, though, David Durand is going to pull down. That's also going to bring the 64 with him, but that is a call. I don't know if he missed pit road or...
Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely going to put him on the back foot because this pit road was closed here, so he and Harold Tucker are going to
so bizarre.
deep in the field here.
I'm being honest. I don't know what happened. That's very bizarre. I don't know why he would pit a lap. Once you stay out, you kind of made your bed.
There is Justin. We're going to go back and see. Did David just miss pit road?
Good question.
We'll try to get all the way back here as far as we can here without using the JCTV replay graphic. Sorry about that. But I mean... Oh, yeah, he missed it, and he thought it was that straightaway right there on the other side of the wall.
Oh, no.
Oh, a costly mistake for David Durand.
You know, I mentioned it when I was talking about Ethan, how with that speeding penalty, you got to do all the little things right to win these races.
You can see right here, he realizes that's not pit road. Oh.
That's a heartbreaker.
If that's what happened, that is a heartbreaker. But I mean, at the same time, it's possible he could have just tried to fake the lap, but him pitting again, it tells me that was not intentional. Man.
Yeah, that was. But he's got the pace. He obviously does. He's just got to keep his head calm. He knows he can drive back up there. He's just got to keep his truck clean. He's got to keep his calm. He can get his track position back.
Yeah, David's got plenty of race left. Still just about 97 laps to go. We'll be 96 when we cross the line this next time by. Actually,
the race is hard to win, man.
98 to go this next time by. With 97 when we go green. But yeah, David is he's got the pace. He's got speed. He's got the ability to climb back up into this race and get back into it. So it's not like he's completely out of it. But this is definitely a big bump in the road. And the thing I noticed too at this, we were told by a lot of the drivers that the fuel window is going to be about 80 or so laps. So that leaves us in a spot where we have a shot to where we can get a window to make it to the end here relatively soon. If we keep getting cautions, or if we get to the point, where we have a long run and then get a caution, we have enough time to where we can get to the end on fuel without having to worry about green flag stops. But you saw the choose there. Cole Snyder taking the outside. Cameron Caldwell to the bottom of the first row. And then there is Tristan Maher in the inside of row 2. To his outside, it is the 7 of Michael Walls. Brett Bennett right there inside row 3 to his outside. How about that 43 of Ethan Fonseca Moreno back up here in the mix after that speeding penalty earlier on. Good rebound.
Good, very great rebound. You're right. A little bit of damage, but doesn't seem to be hurting him much.
See how it checks out for him. So the drivers in the top 10, Andrew Eliason, Roy Crump, Justin Rand, and Zach Probst. He has had a tumultuous day, but still in the top 10 here. Pace truck dives to the safety of pit road. Cole Snyder now controls the field through the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out, and we are back underway here at Iowa.
Ooh, a little bit of contact between Caldwell and Walls.
Maybe even a little more as they run up. Caldwell sliding, saves it on the apron. He gets it back straight. He's going to lose at least 2, maybe 3 spots. Now here comes Brett Bennett to the outside. I think spinning in the back. Nick Happyack somehow, some way doesn't save it. Head on to the outside wall. but no yellow. We stay green.
How's that not a yellow? I mean, there's a car wrecked in the middle of the racetrack.
Take a quick look back and see what happened to Happyack. This is while he's wrecking. Did someone make contact with the 6 truck here? No, he gets the wall trying to get on the outside of Cisco and just could not save it, so he pulls into pit road. Somebody else battling for spots here. This is Bennett Allen. Zach Probst battling for a top 10 spot. Bennett Allen's going for more than just a top 10. He goes to the inside of Durand and Wilias.
Update on Happyack. He just immediately disconnected after that incident, so he is done for the night. And up front, we see Co-Snyder try to pull away from the field.
I'd ult F4 too if I did that.
Yeah, I feel for him. He had a pretty good pace, especially on the long runs. Just once he lost that track position, just really hard for him to get it back.
Yeah, some drivers have been able to rebound, like Ethan Fonseca Moreno, 3rd right now on the racetrack, has been able to rebound after his incident. How about Justin Durand back up to 9th? Zach Probst is 11th. He has had multiple run-ins, and he is still battling for a top 10 spot in that 62 truck right here in the background. He's still fighting. Michael Kruger's up to 12th again after that run-in with Josh Arnold. And then other drivers like Alonso Dukanov kind of struggled to really get that momentum back on their side.
Yeah, we see so many ups and downs for a lot of these drivers, but I want to highlight one driver in particular, is Tristan Maher. He's just being steady Eddie, if you will. I mean, he's just staying out of everything, just picking everyone apart, just little by little, and wouldn't shock me to see him get up towards the lead by the end of this thing.
You mentioned he has just been calm, smooth, consistent, and he has made his way up into this top 5. A battle for the 5th position between Brett Bennett and Cameron Caldwell. Caldwell trying to slide in front of the 47. Couldn't quite get there. Bennett gets to the outside. Here comes Andrew Elias. How about Andrew Elias? Our in-race reporter right here running in 7th, looking for a top 5 spot as well. Caldwell and Bennett, though, side by side, leaning on each other just about. They are right there door to door. Oh, Caldwell tried to get back up in line. Well, Elias was there to the outside. Here comes the 44 truck going for 6th.
That slide must have had a pretty decent effect on Caldwell there, because we saw him. He was able to be in that top 3 when David was kind of checking out, but he's just sliding through the pack now.
Yeah, it was a great save, regardless of the cost it's going to have on his tires here on this stint. But he's, like you mentioned, trying to just survive right now. Roy Crump getting into his back bumper right here. As he tries, loose off turn 2, trying to poke the nose on Andrew Elias any way he can just to try and stay in this top 5 mix if he can. But he's going to wash up there in the center of the corner just a little bit.
Right now, he's the meat of an SPLD sandwich with Bennett, Wilias, and Crump are all right there. You see Justin Durand trying to make a move to the inside of Roy Crump. This would be for the 9th position for that 5 truck. Seeing if he can't make the move. That's C2 Graphics Chevy Silverado. A little onboard ride with his 5 truck. See him work this wheel, making his way, trying to climb back through the field.
Talk about drivers with big recoveries tonight. Zach Probst, he's been wrecked 2 different times. Well, he's wrecked 2 different times tonight, and here he is trying to mix into the top 10, getting passed right now by the dominating truck tonight, David Durand, who is inside. But he was a moment ago trying to find a way around Justin.
Another driver making a recovery is David Durand after his issues with pit road. But you see here, Justin trying to go to the inside of the Crump. He got there for a second, almost ran up into him on the exit of the corner that last time by. They kept it together, and now here comes David to the inside of Probst. This would be for 10th. Nearly got into him, got out of it there to give him room. That's going to cost him a spot to Bennett out in the 15.
That's what I was talking about earlier with that pinching, especially off of 2. It's so easy to make that guy on the inside have to lift, but it is a risk if you're the guy on the outside, because Kyle Busch has talked about many times, if you're the car on the outside pinching someone, if you end up wrecked, it's not 100% really their fault. You're putting yourself in that position, so it is a dangerous move, but it's very effective.
Ooh, on the front straightaway there, David blocked Michael Kruger, another driver with a good recovery on his way, trying to get in this top 11 mix now. On the inside of David there, going to try and make that stick, but up front there, still dicing all over the place with Roy Crump and Justin Durand.
You know, a sight you'd never see if I was out on the racetrack is seeing the last name Allen in the top 10. That's what Bennett's done right now, running top 10. He is climbing back through the field here as well. Definitely making moves. You see, sideways is Cameron Caldwell. I don't know if there was contact. There might very well have been, but at the same time, it looked like Caldwell just got in too hot and slid through the corner. He got it gathered back up as we cross the stripe. It is 81 laps to go. Caldwell is all over the place right now.
Yeah, this run has not been kind to him at all.
Roy Crump all over the place on the back straightaway. Dive into the inside of Justin Durand, but it looked like he didn't have control of that move, that swerve to the inside. He was going to slide off a 4.
Oh, there was contact. Crump got into the back of Caldwell, but back up here live.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Crump and Caldwell, tight quarters racing between the two of them as they continue on here.
That was almost a pinch gone wrong. that was scary.
And they're racing like this is the last lap. We've still got 79 laps to go here at the line. This time, and Crump almost got into Probst there. They are still racing tight here. They're battling for every inch of the racetrack they can get on each other.
And just behind them, I noticed something. That truck has migrated to the top, and that is the 24 of David Durand trying to find something, try and search around this clump of traffic.
Yeah, at the top of the broadcast, we talked about the dirty air wall. Oh! There's a wreck on the front straightaway. Is that Probst?
Again, Probst goes for a spin on the inside. He's going to try to keep it off the wall. He'll keep it off the wall. No yellow. The 62. Man, oh man, what does he have to do to buy a break?
That poor guy. He has gotten nothing to go his way.
Crump just slid it, overcorrected just ever so slightly on the front straightaway, and around goes Probst again. Oh my goodness. Back up front here in the top 10, it's a battle between Bennett Allen and Roy Crump. That's been the story of this race. It's just coming on the front straightaway, the car on the inside, just getting that left rear of the truck to his outside and spinning him, taking him for a spin. And that's what we've really seen a lot of tonight. But up front, battle for second, pass for second. Maher is coming.
I was calling that out. I've been just seeing him. He's just been so steady, and it's honestly, it's very, very cool to see how he's just being so calm, like so much chaos throughout this whole race, and you haven't seen his name in it once. He's just working his way through the field. He's doing a great job.
6/10 of a second
One thing
back.
these leaders,
Go ahead, Adam.
yeah, sorry, Dawson, but these leaders are going to have to negotiate around Zach Probst pretty shortly here, because he is only now 2.5 seconds up the road from the top 3 trucks.
He's probably pretty mad. That's not what I'd want to have to negotiate.
No, not right now. And he's already a driver pretty difficult to pass.
Oh my God.
Michael, yeah, diving into that
Why
corner.
do you drive it in so hard? I gotta talk to him.
Oh, it's working for Maher. He is closing the gap on Cole Snyder yet again. Another 10th a lap prior. We'll see what he gets this time by at the line. That time 0.2 faster was the 69 truck. Probst's going to pull to the apron, get out of harm's way.
They did the respectful thing there. Just didn't want to be part of the fight.
And here comes Maher.
And while we watch these top 3, one thing to not forget about, Ethan Fonseca Moreno has somehow found his way up into the 4th position after that pit penalty early on in this race. Got through that battle with Brett Bennett and pulled away, and he's only about less than 2 seconds from these guys, and he's making up time on them also, as Tristan with a huge run off of turn 4 this time.
That's an
Oh,
update on Zach.
spinning down on the apron. Andrew Elias. Oh, I don't know if he was trying to come to pit road or if he just had an incident and wound up deciding to come to pit road. He very well might have been pitting on purpose.
He was slowing down there a long time in that corner.
He was trying to
But
get
he
there.
missed it by a lot.
Yeah, he just misjudged it.
Up front, battle for the lead. Maher going for it here to the outside of Cole Snyder. Can he clear the 19 and go to the top spot tonight? Indeed, so far. Snyder going to try to send it on the inside here. Can't quite get there, though. He'll get the run off of 4, and Tristan Maher will take the race lead with 69 laps to go. How fitting. In the 69 truck with 69 laps to go, he takes the race lead.
It's for those of you who are into those numbers.
Yeah, it's for the math nerds out there. Shout out to all my math nerds. But yeah, no, I mean, Maher, you know, his win that he had last season came at the Charlotte Roval. He swept the race, the stage, and the win. And it was a bit different to see, you know, him out there dominating because we're so used to seeing Michael Kruger or, you know, Cameron Caldwell going out there and just dominating the road courses. We got a different driver dominating last year in Tristan Maher. He's come back kind of running back and forth, you know, with these races, but now coming in, you know, today, he's got a really good run going. And you said it too. He joined in, you know, right as qualifying was beginning. He didn't really have a lot of practice time. But now he is out front leading this race. He's had plenty of practice time in those 133 laps prior.
He is a wicked fast guy. I mean, he wasn't just fast at the road course either. He was very good at the couple of short tracks he did last year. He did Bristol, but he had to disconnect early. He had some family things he had to deal with. And he was going to be a force to be reckoned with at Bristol Martinsville before he disconnected. So I know he's got a lot of pace. It's just got to actually make it to the end of these races.
Yeah, it's the thing. You know, life comes in the way, gets away sometimes. Go ahead.
Yeah, that Bristol race you mentioned, Jonathan, he got slideways though, exiting turn 2. But that Bristol race, he dominated that. He won that first stage, and he was untouchable until he had a retire during a caution flag period. So it kind of caught all of us by surprise in the booth when that happened. He just suddenly vanished from the racetrack and disconnected. But like we mentioned, family comes in life sometimes, but family life comes in the way sometimes. But when he is able to perform and make the full race, like I mentioned at the top of the show, he's always in the contention here. And like Jonathan just said, a lot of good practice here, and Dawson mentioned a lot of good practice laps so far.
Looking at Bennett Allen. Back into 6th. He has climbed his way back up to the front here, making moves. How about Michael Walls, though? Also made moves through the field up to 3rd. Hanging strong so far is that number 7 truck.
Let me tell you, I'm kind of scared to see him driving in the corner so hard. I swear. I don't think I've ever met a person who charges a corner quite like him, but he makes it work.
Somehow he finds a way. He found a way earlier this year, too, winning at Homestead Miami Speedway. In the second race of the season, he was able to score the victory over the likes of Alonso Chicano, Cameron Caldwell, among others. He's setting up for a really good run here tonight again.
I want to go back to a driver who had an incident a few minutes ago. I believe Jonathan was about to bring this up before we had something happen on the racetrack. Zach Probst has disconnected from the race after he pulled out of the way for the leaders. He came down pit road and just called it a day. Said it was that. And I'm not going to see that 62 rest of the night, unfortunately. So we see battle for position deeper in the field right now. Michael Kruger going on the inside of David Rand. No challenge there because David is flying on that top right now, guys.
It's a battle for
Although I say that, Michael's going to jive it back in there.
Yeah, David is trying to get by this 14, but the 14 just not going away. Kruger is fighting to stay ahead of David Rand. In fact, he's going to slide up in front of him if he can, but David just got too big of a run to really try to fend off. Back in the background there, Cameron Caldwell ahead of Josh Arnold and Alonso Chicano. That's a battle going on right there. This is for 10th right here. Chicano's fighting hard to see if he can't get back and continue the streak of top 3 finishes spanning the past few races.
Yeah, all 3 of these guys have been involved in some type of incident tonight. They're just trying to salvage something.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier Cameron Caldwell's one backward right now on this set of tires, and Alonso to his inside now through 3 and 4. Not going to be able to make that position work, but Caldwell slid all the way back to 11th position right now.
Battle for 5th. Bennett on Bennett. Bennett Allen, Brett Bennett. As they continue to battle with 47 and 15. See Justin Durand, Michael Kruger back there in the background as well. Finally, Bennett Allen's going to get by, prove he is the better Bennett. And now he goes for 4th. Ooh, a little sideways on the corner exit. Able to maintain it and stay ahead of this 47 truck now, looking to see if he can track down Michael Walls, who is 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds ahead of this 15 truck.
He's having an up and down day, but he's doing a good job of rebounding. Obviously, had that incident earlier with Alonso Chicano.
Looking back here, Josh Coppernoll trying to get a top 15 spot, battling for 40 of Brandon Havens if he can get him. Just can't quite get there. So the battle for 2nd, though, is heating up. Moreno's to the inside of Snyder.
Yeah, Moreno got by Michael Walls just a couple laps ago, and here he is on the inside of Cole Snyder, like you mentioned. Going to get by him through turn 1 and 2. See if Cole's going to put back a fight on the exit of 2. He's going to cross him over on the back straightaway.
Trying to go to the inside is the 19 of Cole Snyder. Trying to get by Ethan Fonseca Moreno with a run on the outside. Is going to get that 43 out to 2nd. Now we'll have to see what Moreno can do in clear track. If he can try to hunt down the 69 Tristan Maher. I see a spinner slow. No, pitting actually, excuse me. I saw a slow up car. I saw it said he might have crashed. I got a little ahead of myself. Brett Bennett coming down pit road. That might lead to some more drivers electing to come down and serve their pit stops here soon. But somebody, maybe just trying to split this last run instead of pitting late and just taking fuel and running with it.
Yeah, tires are worth a lot here, so you can do a lot of fun things with tire strategy. At least I found that out.
Roy Crump, Alonso Chicano are in pit road now. So we're going to start seeing some more drivers maybe coming up pit road. It's been 48 laps since they last hit pit road, so some split strategies here from some of the field. We saw Elias pit very early on when the window opened. Now seeing some drivers pitting in the middle, the midpoint of the window, to see what they could do.
And these drivers have to be very mindful of what the other drivers are, what tire they're on, because when we have these different strategies like this, it could be very hazardous on the racetrack with the different speeds the trucks are carrying. You kind of alluded to this a moment ago, Jonathan, but the NRL race we had here a couple weeks ago was crazy with the different strategies going on, playing out on the track at once.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out for these drivers and see what they can do to maybe change. They see Tristan Maher working some lap traffic. It's Alex Kerfan, the 30 truck, currently scored, I believe, 20th, 11 laps down, make it 12 now, and getting by the 4 of Nathan Fuller, who's going to go some laps down. Cameron Caldwell is now electing to come down pit road, so the 12 machine got to peel off and get some service and get some new tires. Battle for 3rd is between Michael Walls and Cole Snyder. It looks like Snyder might be trying to cross him back over. Can't quite get there. Brandon Havens to the 40 down pit road as well now. But this battle is for 3rd. And just kind of looking at the times right now, it's looking like Moreno is... It's back and forth between he and Maher on who's faster. One lap it's been Maher, the next lap it's been Moreno. So they are really just kind of going back and forth with this lap times.
Yeah, he's just inching a little bit closer lap by lap. But this is all going to be won based on whatever strategy they do on pit road and how well you execute getting on and off pit road in your in and out laps.
11 trucks down the lead lap. Roy Crump looking to unlap himself and put himself only 1 lap down, getting by the race leader very quickly after he got fresh tires. Caution flag. Oh, spinning.
Yellow.
That's Cameron Caldwell in the 12. Spun into the inside grass, and just like that, this race has been turned on its head. It was shaken out to be some green flag stops, but in the end result, it's going to be a caution, and that's really going to cost some of these drivers that valuable track position.
And his night is probably going to be about over. He has just trapped himself 2 laps down with this caution flying, with him just pitting, just coming off the road.
Yeah, he did not need that at all for the strategy that he was doing. Absolutely killed him. That was a good call out.
And it looks like he just got loose off the 4 right there. You see him spin by himself. Oh. And just like that, everything changes with this race now. We had 11 trucks on the lead lap. You see a lot of drivers coming down pit road, including race leader Tristan Maher. So all the lead lap trucks going to come down pit road and get their service. And it's going to leave us some wave around trucks. Andrew Elias is going to be scored as the highest driver that was a lap down. Still, Nathan Fuller, I believe, is going to get the lucky dog. So he will get his lap back. Looks like Harold Tucker might have been scored ahead of the race leader as well. He'll get his lap back. So Elias, Bennett, Chicano, Crump, and maybe Caldwell are going to get the wave around. It looks like maybe not Caldwell. We'll have to see. But you see a quick stop for the 69, Tristan Maher. So he makes his way to the exit of pit road. Not a lot of competition on that pit exit. Moreno out second. Then it's Walls, Snyder, Allen. You see Justin Duran, Michael Kruger, Josh Arnold, David Duran rolling off pit road now. Yeah, Harold Tucker, I believe, actually got the free pass. Nathan Fuller just got the wave around. So will that lead to, you think, maybe a little more aggressive driving by some of these guys to try to make these moves to get up front?
Yeah, if this was like an NIS race, this is where I'd be like, all right, this is probably going to be a bunch of short runs from here on out because pitting's over unless we get a decent long run and then like a late race caution. But you got to get your positions right at these restarts. And with these trucks, they've got a lot of grip. You can kind of send optimistic sends. So I would be prepared to see a lot of carnage, but I hope they prove me wrong a little bit.
Going to pull up at stints here for you, show you how long these drivers have been out on track since they last came down pit road. Harold Tucker and Nathan Fuller have been out there for about 54 laps. Tucker now coming down pit road, so 53 laps for Nathan Fuller. But you can see, Bennett's been out there 8 laps, Chicano 7, Crump 7. Elias has been out there 25 laps since he last came down pit road. That's going to be a big difference, as this run goes on for the tires. These guys who don't have that fresh rubber. Compared to the guys that were able to maintain and stay as the lead lap drivers. So we'll see how things shake up. Right now, Tristan Maher, he's your race leader. Ethan Fonseca Moreno now a really good shot in second. He doesn't have to hunt him down, more so he just has to stay with him. Michael Walls third. Cole Snyder is fourth. Bennett Allen fifth. Justin Duran 6th. Michael Kruger is 7th. Josh Arnold 8th. David Duran 9th. And Braden Sisko, how about a recovery for that 36 truck running in the 10th spot?
Yeah, you're right. Just he was another one that's just, he obviously had that incident earlier, got involved in a caution. Wasn't really his fault, but he just being calm and just minding his own business, and it's reaping the benefits so far.
He's not the only one reaping the benefits. Josh Coppernoll was 11th. He was the last truck on the lead lap when that caution flew. So pretty much got right on the money to be able to stay on this lead lap and to continue fighting for some spots here. But he's going to have a swarm of those wave around trucks coming behind him once we get back going green. So we're going to go back up to our race leader and take a look here as they make their way to the choose. To see them go bottom or top, however they choose to go.
Ethan deciding to start on the outside behind the leader. Mike was the one who chose the inside of the leader there on the front row.
Alex Curvan going through the middle. Of course, he's going to drop back anyways. 12 laps down, pretty much. His race has been over. So he'll just willingly take that penalty and drop back. All the wave around cars going to be taking that top lane. So you'll have a very populated outside lane when they come through 3 and 4. So you see the wave arounds catching back up in the background. It's going to be Tristan Maher. Michael Walls, the front row. Moreno chose the top. Cole Snyder goes to the bottom to take that third spot. We'll see how this shakes out. When they get the green, it should be, make it 43, 42 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Maher with a great jump. Michael Walls tries to get there with him. And it looks like Moreno going to drop a little bit back here as he's now under fire from Cole Snyder.
Micah almost changed lanes before the restart, but he did get a good restart. He waited to change his
Ooh,
lane.
Kruger with a slide through on the exit of 2. Able to keep it maintained, keep it under control. They're 3 wide here. That's David Duran working the outside. Ooh, might have been contact.
So
spinning. Josh, save it.
Save
Get
it.
back
He
on the
did.
track. He gets it back straight. Josh just wanted a little more TV time here is all it was. He's back straight in 12th. Continuing on, the battle is for the 3rd spot. It's Cole Snyder to the inside of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Michael Walls holds 2nd, though. And the battle rages on. Something I've really noticed, Moreno has been a better long run truck than he has a short run truck. So we'll have to see what this 43 can do here with this very minimal time left. And Snyder almost got into him. And that 43 almost went on the same trip we've seen many drivers take tonight. That spin to the inside heading towards that pit wall.
Good heads up by Cole Snyder. Oh, wicked loose there. As Bennett Allen goes to the outside of him, but it was good heads up not to turn him. But you talk about Ethan not being as good of a short run truck. But part of that, I'm gonna go right back to the choose. Is Micah chose that front row and got 2nd for those few laps, but now he's getting repassed.
And Moreno goes back to 2nd now, getting ahead of the 7 truck. Now going to set his sights. The target's locked on the back bumper of the 69 truck. Can he catch Tristan Maher with this limited time he's got left? 37 laps to go this time by. Ooh, Arnold got the wall really good there back in the background. Dave Duran and Michael Kruger still battling. This time it's for 7th in the background. David is trying to make that top lane work again. Just can't quite get the magic he was getting earlier on. But still working hard, trying to rebound from that costly mistake of missing pit road. He's got a good chance to have a good finish still. But he's still got to make some work, make some moves with 35 laps to go this time by.
Talked about Dirty Air on the top of the broadcast, and yeah, I might be part of it because he was just so fast out in that clean air, but we got that truck back in Dirty Air, and it's just so hard to claw your way back up there. It's taken him the whole race, the rest of the race, really, to get back up here.
Yeah, because that happened about lap 100. I mean, he made that mistake, and that's really kind of thrown him in that hole that he has not been able to dig out of yet. He's still got plenty of racing left. I mean, there still could be anything that can happen, but right now, 8th place is where his ceiling is right now. He has to get a little lucky to break that glass ceiling to get back up front.
Mike has not gone away from this 43 truck. He is still trying to get right back around him.
How about Justin Duran cracking the top 5, going after Bennett Allen in the 15, right there the inside of him. He's had a really strong recovery since his run-in with Michael Kruger earlier on that sent him up into the outside wall here in turn 1. Now Bennett Allen to the
Bennett
inside.
diving to the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get that move on Michael Walls here. See Justin Duran in the background going up towards that wall again. Trying to make a look for this one. Oh, Micah.
While all this is happening, Maher is now out to a 1.2 second lead, 12 truck lengths. Now for that 69 truck over the 43 of Ethan Fonseca Moreno. You see Justin wrapping that top lane just like his brother was earlier. Just like his brother is now. The two of them have migrated back to that very top lane all the way up against the wall. Cole Snyder blinking in and out right now. We're going to see how they can kind of navigate their way around that 19 truck.
Bennett Allen saw that move Justin and David Duran were doing, and on the top of 3 and 4, and completely blocked it. That time by, and Bennett going to protect that position he's running right now in 4th, and he's going to do it again in 1-2 now.
Best finish by any of our broadcast team members, any of the guys that have produced a broadcast so far. The highest finish any race is 3rd, set by yours truly at Daytona in Season 2. Non-Super Speedway action, that was last week when Josh Coppernoll got his first career top 5, scoring a 4th place finish behind our 3 former champions, Parker, Caldwell, and Chicano. So Bennett Allen's looking to improve on that and see if he can't go for a top 3 in non-Super Speedway.
I see what you did there by saying produced a broadcast, because obviously have not produced a broadcast.
Yeah, no, you haven't touched the controls yet, so we're not going to count you.
Wow. That's all good. I'm a visitor here the way I look at it, so I'll leave that to you guys.
Yeah, just for the clarification for everybody at home, those 3 drivers that would kind of consist of that rule is Bennett Allen, Josh Coppernoll, and myself. Those are the 3 drivers that really consist of that role of have produced a JCTV ITPN broadcast. So those are the 3 drivers that have the chance to kind of battle that record amongst themselves. Eventually, let's see if we can get Jonathan Canfield on the fold here of getting some productions run. He's currently still in training, but he's done a pretty good job so far, I'd say, in what he's been able to do and his way to run these races. So he'll be in good hands whenever he takes care of it from me. But right now, it is 26 laps to go. Maher still enjoying a healthy 12, now 13 truck length lead over 2nd place Ethan Fonseca Moreno.
Yeah, him driving out to this lead, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, well, what do? You got your 1.5 seconds. You have to think, all right, what are we doing if we were to get another restart? Do I pit? And if you're going to stay on these tires, you have to know you got to conserve your tires. You got to keep them cool. You got to keep the tread on them. So if he was smart, which I know he's a smart driver, I know he's conserving this stuff right now.
I was going to say, his worry right now is not about the restart. His worry right now is up ahead of him. Lap traffic, Kerfan, Fuller, and Elias are currently lying up ahead of our race leader. So Maher's going to have some lap traffic to navigate before the end of this race. At least 3 trucks right now sit up ahead of him now. 16 truck length lead over that 43 truck who's still trying to gain.
And the last time the leaders caught the tail end of the field, Maher's lead completely shrunk, but he was able to hold a pretty good healthy size over that next place truck because he was able to keep those lappers in between himself and Ethan really wasn't able to make quick work passing the guys as easy as Tristan was.
See what happens here. They are closing in. That's the 30 of Alex Kerfan, the 4 of Nathan Fuller, and the 44 of Andrew Elias. See how they can do trying to get by this lap traffic. Maher's going to do it, but they're side by side up ahead. Kerfan and Fuller are. It's not what the 69 truck wants to see. Cut to the inside to get by the Kerfan, the 30. Oh, Elias got the wall just up ahead of him. Fuller went to go to the inside and get by him, but he couldn't do it because Maher was there. Hairy situation for our race leader navigating lap traffic here. So now the big thing is the 44 and the 4, if they get lapped here, which it looks like they will, this is going to be the battle for the free pass. Because they are going to be the 2 trucks that are 1 lap down right now. So this is even more important. You'll see it. They're going to be fighting hard. And you can see as well, too, it's now 1.1. Now 1 second is the lead for the 69 of Tristan Maher. Moreno has been able to close the gap now with these lap trucks holding up Tristan Maher.
Yeah, Adam called that out. And at least for me, it's also, not only does it take your line away, it also just kind of throws you off your rhythm a little bit. So it takes you a couple laps to, get back and hitting your marks and doing what you were doing before when you got that lead.
Moreno's cut it down within a second. He is going to have to get by Elias quickly, though, if he wants to keep this momentum up. Elias going to pull down to the bottom and get out of his way. That's going to be big for Moreno. He doesn't have to worry about trying to fight the 44. The 44 is just going to give it right to him. So now Moreno's got a shot to try and hunt down Maher. The thing is, he's running out of time. It's now 18 laps to go here at Iowa. Does the Moreno have enough, or is it going to be, Maher still walking away with this victory?
Well, Ethan's not gonna go down without a fight. That's for sure. It just depends on how well Tristan's been saving his stuff. It's all gonna be a chess game.
That time by Moreno just slightly faster. See the gap still within a second as they continue. This next time by, it will be 15 laps to go here at Iowa in the Furever Home 200. Moreno really needs to start chewing into this lead now. Last time by, he was just slightly slower than Maher. This time by, he's still slower.
I think Tristan's starting to get his rhythm back after passing those trucks back, those lap trucks, excuse me, and just starting to at least be even with him. He doesn't have to be too much faster than him. All he's got to do is kind of break even, just manage the gap.
Battle for 6 here. Cole Snyder and Michael Kruger side by side. They go into turn 1. Kruger trying to fight back up towards that top 5 and see if he can't get that position. He'll get ahead of Cole Snyder. He's going to try to cross him over if he can. Couldn't quite get to the inside, so move Kruger up to the 6th position.
Yeah, that's a great little rebound for Michael Kruger. Obviously not what he wants. He wants to be contending for wins, but his season after that win has taken a weird turn. It's just not been the way he's want to. He's been caught up in wrecks, and you just need a nice solid finish to get your season back on track. And once he gets to hit the tracks where he's really, really good at, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, he won getting launched across the finish line at Daytona. So, I mean, yeah, it started off weird anyways. So, he's really had a kind of weird season for the 14 machine. But right now, looking for a good finish in 6th as we hit 12 to go. To be 11 to go this next time by. Moreno is going to have to chew in a 10th a lap, really, to even have a shot at Maher for this win, which it just doesn't seem to be the case as we cross the stripe, 11 to go. Moreno still, actually that time was slightly faster, but not enough to really matter. He's going to have to really improve to catch this 69 truck. Josh Coppernoll is rebounding after that spin. He is now in a top 10 battle with 36 of Braden Sisko. Got Brett Bennett and Alonso Chicano right behind him as well.
Ooh, Alonso, they're trying to... I'm not quite sure if he's trying to diamond the corner or what, but it's going to allow Brett to get to his inside. I thought he was trying to make a move to get to the inside of Cisco. Didn't work for him because he's going to lose that spot to Brett. They're going to turn 1, but Josh getting to the top 10 here with that fight. Excuse me, that pass on Braden Cisco here in this this fight for the top 10 here, and Josh starting to drive away just little by little here. The laps clicking off.
Bennett trying to keep clear of Chicano, racing him tight, couldn't keep the position. So now here comes Chicano back to the outside. Of course, Chicano and Bennett both were not benefactors from that caution for Caldwell spinning. As they had come down pit road and they went a lap down, they were not able to be benefactors from that one. They are continuing to battle here for 11th between themselves and Braden Cisco. So David Rand battling Cole Snyder side by side, almost door-to-door action between the two. Durand looking to make a good rebound as well. Now up to 7th.
Yeah, definitely not the night he was expecting and looking forward to. When he was dominating it, and just that little mistake there under caution really derailed his night, like we talked about, and hasn't been able to really make it back forward at all, and just slowly chewing off these positions, but not going to be enough to be in the mix again, of course.
Still a healthy 1.2 second lead for Tristan Maher. He's got some more lap traffic up ahead. See how it pans out for him as we hit the 5 to go here at Iowa. If Moreno's been saving anything, I mean, he might as well use it now, but that was a 3/10 swing in favor of Moreno that last lap by, but it's too little too late.
Well,
oh, spinning, caution! Alonso Chicano has gone around!
That changes everything.
And just like that...
And he got a little help.
Oh, I imagine he got a lot of help there. He was not, spun out for nothing. Oh, no. Do not tell me it was so.
Yep, it was.
There's nothing worse than being taken out by an EMT. That's what Alonso Chicano got to experience just there. Brett Bennett driving it a little too hot and taking out that number 25 truck.
Wow, so it's a pit road game now.
You can see it in his eyes. He is out for blood. Blood that you should be donating.
Oh, you stayed out. I'm shocked. The tires matter so much here.
Ethan staying out. Justin Duran stays out, but what's big there too? Andy Relias, I think he's going to be the free pass, so he stays out anyways too, but only 2 drivers stay out, Moreno and Durand.
Poor Caldwell is probably just looking
Harold
for the
Tucker
waiver
as
round.
well stayed out. Harold Tucker stayed out too, so we got 3 drivers.
Yeah, you're right.
Staying out here.
I said, as I was just saying, poor Caldwell. He was probably just looking for the free pass.
And Maher took 2. Tristan Maher takes 2 tires. It looks like the rest of the field's going to go with 4. Coppernoll took 2. Brett Bennett takes 2. This is going to be fun.
This is going to be chaos. Straight up chaos. So many different tire strategies.
So here's how they stack up right now. Your top 3 actually, Moreno, Duran, and Tucker did not pit that time by. They are on 43-lap-old tires. Tristan Maher is currently in 4th. Josh Coppernoll will be 8th, and Brett Bennett will be 11th. They are on 2 tires, as is Braden Sisko in the 36th and 10th. He is on a 2-tire call. Then the rest of the field, Michael Walls is 5th, Bennett Allen 6th, Michael Kruger 7th, David Duran is 9th. They are all on 4 tires. Cole Snyder as well in 12th, and Josh Arnold in 13th, Alonso Chicano in 14th. All are on 4 tires. Elias coming up pit road to get his new set of tires on as well. He'll be restarting 16th here. He's going to need some cautions to get up in the mix here to try to go for it. But, of course, anything can happen in this race. We've seen a lot happen, so we'll see how this shakes out. But, obviously, we are not going to be finishing this in regulation. We are going to overtime.
Yeah, this is where the choose is going to get really, really interesting because when everyone's on fresh tires, it's pretty straightforward. But when there's so many different tire strategies, 2 and 4, it all depends on what tire strategy you're actually on. If you're on 4, I want to go wherever the most clean track is going to be.
You're going to watch it when they come around next time by. It's here or it's there. You're taking your pick on what lane you want, and that's pretty much going to determine your fate.
The wheel spin on those old tires is going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard for them to get hooked up and get going compared to those, even on just 2 tires.
Yeah, this is really going to shake things up. Maher taking 2. Michael Walls taking 4. Here's the big thing, too, also. Lane choice is going to play a big factor for the guys that took 4 tires, especially compared to Maher. I mean, Maher really is going to want to try to go for an open lane, but I would not be shocked. I mean, Duran is obviously going to take the opposite lane that Moreno takes. He's not going to want to start behind him. He's going to want to start beside him. Then it becomes a question of, does Maher go to the bottom to try to get to the inside of all of this, or does he go to the outside to try to get around all of this on the outside? Does Michael Walls go inside or outside? What do they do around Harold Tucker? That's really the big wild card for this race. So here they come. They'll be choosing this time. We'll get that cone drawn on for you just to kind of show you what they're going to be looking at. I believe it's choose this time. There you go. Moreno to the bottom. There's Duran to the top. So Maher goes to the top. Michael Walls to the bottom. How about Josh Coppernoll down to the bottom? Brett Bennett to the top, swerving, everybody swerving to make their decision on what lane they want to go through. So we'll see how this plays out. Here is how they shake out. It's Moreno and Duran front row. Moreno choosing the inside as the race leader. Harold Tucker the third is third. Tristan Maher fourth. Then it's Michael Walls, Bennett Allen, Josh Coppernoll, Michael Kruger. Who is going to walk away from this unscathed with the victory? We'll see here. It's overtime here at Iowa. Who walks out a winner? Moreno looking for career win number 1. Duran looking for win number 4. But Harold Tucker looking for win number 1. The restart zone, the green flag. We're back racing here at Iowa. Just 2 laps to go. Moreno with a big jump. They are 3 wide. Oh, Tucker's going to drift up into Michael Walls. Is going to be able to hang on. He's going to keep the spot, trying to keep it off Maher. But yeah, caution. It's Chicano. Oh, it's Braden Havens and Nathan Fuller. Chicano involved again. So another caution.
Oh, wow. This was a mess back here.
Wow, they were almost 4 wide going in that corner. Almost 5 wide.
Poor Alonso.
We'll give you the show. We'll show you what happened here. Your JCTV race replay.
Poor Alonso. He has been almost none of this has been his fault tonight. It's just been so bad for him.
That time Bennett just got shoved up, and then Havens and Wilias and Fuller nowhere to go.
Let me tell you what, this puts Michael Walls in the catbird seat though on those 4 tires, and he's in 3rd on the racetrack right now.
Here's your onboard, Brett Bennett. 36 gets shoved up into him, just about. And Chicano just nowhere to go. Go on board with 4, Nathan Fuller. U.S. Army Esports on board. You'll see right there, come ahead. That looks like a real bad. I mean, that almost looks like netcode between the 36 and the 47.
Well, Jonathan, you just rewound it back to where it really began, and it really all began at the start-finish line there.
Yeah, you're right. This is just it was just a cluster. I don't even know really what to say.
Yeah, there's a big gap between Michael Walls and Josh Coppola, and Cole Snyder just tried to fill the opening underneath Braden Cisco, and all collided there and going to turn 1 with the 36.
It's just what happens when you get so many people on just varying paces, various strategies, and it just jumbles things up on these restarts.
So we see the field coming through. Choosing, I believe, next time by. Again, Moreno still looking for career win number 1. Just looking through the rest of the top 5, who Michael Walls has a chance to go for his 2nd win of the season tonight. Running 3rd, after the way that shakes out. Justin Duran still in contention to win this race on old tires. Harold Tucker fell back to 6th. Still got a good shot for a good finish tonight. So as they come to the choose cone, there's your crudely drawn choose cone graphic. Oh, no, actually, we got an extra lap. I love getting ahead of myself.
I see a lot of people. I see people throwing through the middle. We're gonna have a lot of black flags.
I love getting ahead of myself as a thing. You can never tell with how many pace laps we got anymore. We'll see where we get. But right now, I mean, what in your mind, mind of a driver who's successful compared to mind of like someone like me who's not successful, what is going through your mind, in these overtimes that are constantly coming out? What are you thinking as this run goes on?
My first thought is I usually know which gear I want to start in. Yeah, usually it's 2nd, but some tracks, some cars you can do 1st gear, and then you gotta. If you're on the front row, it's really hard to guess what the leader's gonna do. It really is just a guessing game. But if let's just say you're restarting at 3rd or 4th or anywhere else, you could look at that leader, and I'm basically launching when they do, and that's why I usually get really weird runs on people, is because I'm just staring at the leader, and I'm almost jumping the start. But if you're on old tires, it's just really hard to get them hooked up.
Not many people risking the bottom. Up front, not many really going for the bottom. More so going for the top lane.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really shocked Ethan has chosen the bottom the past 2 times. Maybe that's where he feels he can get a better launch. But we've just seen every single leader take the top through every single restart. And you could see throughout these runs that the guy on the top could really pinch the guy on the bottom. It's just, I'm not sure if I'd want to give guys on fresher tires a chance to get to the outside of me.
Well, right now, he's got to pick in Justin Duran. That might be playing the factor, is that he's got the slower tire, the older tires along with him with Justin Duran to serve as that pick on the outside lane. Then Maher on 2 tires. Behind him, Bennett Allen has 4. Also, Harold Tucker in the 64 is also on the same strategy as Moreno and Durand. He is back there in 5th. To the Geico restart zone, the green flag is back out. Attempt number 2. Here we go. What a jump with Michael Walls. He's going to try to go to the outside. Moreno's going to block. Here comes Michael Walls to the outside.
What a jump.
Walls going to try to cross him over. Moreno really can't fight him off now. Contact out back. Harold Tucker trying to save it. Moreno stays out front. Walls, though, trying to charge to the outside. Moreno's going to block.
That's not
Walls
the guy I
going
want
to
to
get
block.
into him. Ooh. The white flag. They're wrecking out back. Massive accident. Doesn't matter. We took the white flag. Here comes Walls to the inside. Moreno and Walls side by side on exit. Here comes Bennett Allen. Bennett Allen's going to send it in here. Coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. Ethan Fonseca Moreno going to pinch. Michael Walls to the wall. They're going to wreck coming to the line. And Ethan Fonseca Moreno, first career win. He'll score here at Iowa in a hectic, chaotic, crazy finish.
Michael Walls just got sent to the moon, and Michael Kruger was tumbling down the front straightaway.
What a bizarre... It resembles Daytona a little bit. What a bizarre way to end the race.
Have you ever?
I guess we have.
We need like 30 different... No, because they looked on the white. We need like 30 different replays here, Dawson.
We've got a lot to look through. And don't you worry, because our JCTV replay will take us through it all. Holy moly. What a finish.
I was praying for Ethan, because racing with Micah, he is not a guy you want to throw multiple blocks on. I am really shocked Micah did not punt him. I'm actually kind of proud of him a little bit.
So right here, Harold Tucker drifts up, Arnold and Copperl make contact, and Cisco, David Duran, Andrew Elias, Brett Bennett, Cameron Caldwell gets a piece of it. Pretty much the back half of the field all finds their way into that wreck. That was the wreck coming to the white that did not bring out a caution in enough time for it to matter. We'll go on board with Brett Bennett, show you what he saw.
Yeah, I just clogged the entire track, and everyone got involved. Oh my goodness.
Everybody out back. Literally nobody was able to escape it.
Oh, wow.
On board with Josh Copperl on the 42. Show you what he saw out front of him. He saw the 64 drifting up ahead of him. Arnold, nowhere to go. Copperl, nowhere to go. But you see here, everybody just starts piling in afterwards. But then it was up front. This was the battle for the lead. Bennett Allen sitting at 3 wide there for a second to the bottom, trying to make the run. And right here, Moreno sets a block on Walls, puts him in the wall. Maher and Bennett Allen make contact. Then Moreno makes contact. You see, there goes the 7 truck in outer space. And Michael Kruger rolling down the front straightaway.
Wow.
Yeah, Ethan Moreno tried blocking every lane possible there to get the victory, and I'm not quite sure if Bennett Allen, that 3-wide dive into turn 3, I'm not quite sure if that was for the win or trying to protect his PBR teammate with Michael Walls there on the outside on the freshies there, on the 4 fresh sets.
But he was able to survive. You see Michael Walls airborne. Michael Kruger as well gets over on his side. Take a look again here. Bennett Allen making that move. He wasn't going to protect Ethan. He was going for the win. And
Yeah.
right here, he had an opening, and Maher doors him, then Maher gets doored by Moreno, and then around goes Moreno. But how about this, though? I mentioned it earlier. Bennett Allen is able to get the best finish by a broadcast producer with second here tonight. So Moreno is sat on the front straightaway. I don't think he can really move. And he'll score his first career win. Finally! We talked about it so much, about this 43 truck, breaking through, getting that win. And finally, Ethan Fonseca Moreno will get to celebrate in victory lane. John, what's that catchphrase you always say about Ethan?
Eat that bear.
Eat that bear. He's going to do that tonight, celebrating his first career win here at Iowa. So while they kind of have a little bit of a break here from all of this, we'll take a look at your finishing results. You can see all the way back. There we go. Why was it all the way at the end? That's weird. Ethan Fonseca Moreno brings home the victory tonight. Bennett Allen second. Justin Rand comes home third. Michael Kruger fourth. Tristan Maher fifth. So it's piston broken Radius Racing through the top five again as it was in practice. Cole Snyder recovers to finish sixth. Josh Coppernell, seventh place finish. Another top 10 for the 42. 2 weeks in a row. Brett Bennett comes home eighth. Roy Crump ninth. David Durand brings it home 10th. Just through the rest of the field. Michael Walls 11th place after that incident. Cameron Colwell recovers to 12th. Elias back in 14th. And there you see the rest of the field. One lap down or more. Kerfan, of course, able to limp it back to a 20th place finish. And there's our DNFs of the race. Zach Probst, Nick Hapiak, and Braden Holt. With an exciting finish here tonight, let's see if we can get a hold of some of our top three finishers. First, I'm going to send it down to Jonathan Parker, see if you can get a hold of Justin Durand.
Justin Durand, this is Jonathan Parker up in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that was a wild race. Very up and down for you. You had some contact earlier. Just walk me through how you even managed to maneuver your way through all that carnage to get to third.
I don't even know how I got third. I mean, I didn't have any tire sets left, so that caution came out, so I had no choice to stay out with Ethan there. And it was kind of I was expecting to kind of either get ran over or just completely blown by the whole field. They wrecked. Another restart. Didn't get a good jump. Micah had a great restart, went in front of me, and then I was just holding on for dear life. I was probably, I think, 6 behind. I think Kruger was going to get me on the outside coming out of 4, checkered flag, and they just completely wrecked everybody in front. I just sneaked for the podium. I don't know how.
Yeah, that earlier contact you had, it might have given you a little bit of damage. How badly did that affect your truck?
Oh, which one?
I think it was the contact with Mikey.
Yeah, I think he just sent it in. I think he got a great run off the restart. I don't know. Somebody was under him, and you can't really run the top 1 and 2 like you can 3 and 4. There's a huge bump in the middle of the corner that just completely screws all your momentum, and you're just going to check out the entire outside coming off the corner. So I didn't have much room as it looked like on the broadcast. So I think it just gave me a light tag, and didn't really give me much damage from that, but it just screwed my track position. It was just a fight all the way up after that.
Yeah, do you have any sponsors, shout outs you want to give?
To C2 Graphics, guys at Radius. I just feel bad for Tristan, and he pretty much had that one in the bag for, fortunately, another wreck in a position that didn't really matter at the time.
Yeah, so thank you for your time, Justin. I appreciate it. That was Justin Durand, your third place finisher.
I've caught up with our second place finisher tonight. Somehow Bennett Allen crossed the line in second. Bennett, just walk us through your perspective of those green-white checkers there.
Fear. A lot of fear. My heart was beating at probably faster than it probably should have. I could have had a heart attack most likely, with knowing the heart issues in my family. Restart went pretty good. I wish Mar would have got up further to whoever was in second at the time's rear bumper. but I still got a good restart regardless. Bottom opened up. I went down there. And once I got up to third, coming to the white, I was like, okay, I have a good shot at this. And then going down the back straightaway, I had opportunity to go 3. So I was like, well, we're going for the win, so why not? Sent it 3. Car got really tight center, and then I just started slamming the gas on exit, and then here comes Mar behind me on my inside, and I was like, oh crap, I'm about to finish 5th and not 2nd or 1st, and I got hit. And then ETB's ahead of me, and he's just going all over the place, and he wins, and I finish 2nd, and I'm a happy camper.
Well, what's that second place finish like? All the emotions there at the end, all the dramatics there on the restart.
Yeah, the restarts were kind of dumb, honestly. I mean, let's be honest. When you're on old tires, it's just hard to get a good jump, and you have all these guys behind you on stickers, and it's scary for us just as much as it's scary for them. And I mean, I was definitely I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what line to choose and to choose. I feel like if I chose the bottom on that last one, I would have had a better opportunity. But I mean, yeah, I'm just proud of everyone at PBR, man. Everyone ran a pretty good race. We did a couple practice sessions over the course of the week to kind of learn how to save tire, because I'm terrible at that, and I thought I did a pretty decent job. I was really happy for that yellow to come out there late. ETB probably wasn't, but I was, because I pushed my tires too hard. And I was like, oh, 30 laps isn't much. And then, or like 45 laps, whatever it was. And then it turned out to be a lot. So huge thanks again to everyone over at PBR, like I said. Huge thanks to, I can't speak. Huge thanks to, Josh, Compernol, JCTV, all you guys who do an amazing job up here. I'm really appreciative. I got the broadcast in AOR the other night. A lot of fun. Then we have Money House Graphics on the car, as well as B-Blaze Vintage. Money House is my normal racing team. We do endurance stuff like that, other leagues. And then they have a graphics thing between me and my friend and a couple other guys. And then we have B-Blaze Vintage. Bobby Blazer does vintage stuff, really cool guy, down to earth, really, he goes a bunch of events now. So, and then they have the Fastlane podcast on the hood. Go take a listen. But I think that's everybody that I can call out. But yeah, it's a fun race, honestly. I had all the emotions. I want to apologize to Alonso. I got into him, caused the yellow. I feel really bad about that. Wasn't trying to dump him. I don't know what exactly I was trying to do, but I peeked out my nose, barely tapped him, and then he just went whoop. And then I was mad at myself because I knew I shouldn't have done that. But I think that's really the only major incident. That was all my bad. So yeah, it was fun. I really appreciate everything that people, y'all do here on ITPN. It's really fun.
Well, it was fun to watch you wheel it to a second place finish, Bennett. Congrats on that. Hopefully we get to talk to you again next weekend in Michigan.
You better hope you get to talk to me next week in Michigan, or Josh is going to have my butt.
Well, good luck next week at Michigan, Bennett. That is our second place finisher. Tonight at Iowa Speedway, and I believe we are going to head down to Victory Lane with tonight's winner.
No, not yet. Hold the horses on that one. So the reason I'm saying that, normally I am the one interviewing in Victory Lane, but tonight I want to talk to somebody else because I want to let somebody else talk to our winner. So I'm going to reach out and talk to our 4th place finisher, Michael Kruger, because I want to talk to him about that race tonight. That race tonight was something hectic. I just want to hear from the man himself. Michael Kruger, a 4th place finish tonight, really does not tell the story of how tonight's race was. What was that like from the cockpit of the 14 truck?
Well, it was a bit hectic. I thought tonight we had some long runs, and I thought I had some long run pace there, but it was just a bit difficult to make the passes, and really difficult about around the midway point of the stage, really, of saving stuff or just holding the top. Really, I mean, it was a really up and down race. I screwed up qualifying, so I had my work cut out from the start, but I mean, cutting through the field, making passes was really nice, and it felt rewarding just conserving your stuff there. And I kind of wish ultimately I could get one spot better so we could have a PBR 1, 2, 3. But I mean, Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, really. Justin just barely got me off of at the finish line when I got into Micah. I mean, just proud of the PBR getting 1-2 in front of me, and then I got fourth. Just hopefully next time we do this, I can get one spot better so we can have a 1-2-3. But proud of the team, Bennett and Ethan and Josh for how we ran tonight.
Hey, you mentioned that PBR. Everybody finished in the top 10. The worst finisher was Josh Coppernoll with 7th. But just through the race, I mean, it was back and forth all night. I mean, you were up front, then you were back in the back, then you had to run it up front, back to the back. I mean, what was that like? Just as a driver, how much did that throw you off a rhythm to have to keep trying to claw back to the front each and every time something happens?
Yeah, it was a bit scary, honestly, midway through the field, or on restarts when I'd be up towards the front and then I'd lose all my track position. I mean, it had me very worried when I was just trying to run my own line and try to conserve my stuff. But I just was trying to be patient, on long runs and let people abuse it on the top. And I felt like as the runs would go on, it got a bit rewarding. It got frustrating to pass them, but it was somewhat rewarding a little bit. But I felt like just going back and forth from the back to the front, you just had to really be patient and let people just run their race by just being aggressive and using their stuff. And I was just trying to be patient, and it felt like it kind of paid off a little bit.
Alrighty, a 4th place finish tonight for Michael Kruger. Anybody want to shout out, that beautiful throwback first off, running out there, that number 14. But who you want to shout out? Sponsors, teammates, what all got that 14 truck up there and finishing 4th here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my teammates. Ethan, congrats to him to getting the win. His first career win in the Independence News Truck Series. Happy to see him win. I mean, I know it's not the great, maybe the most best way for it to happen, but still happy for him to get the win. Shout out to Bennett for getting second and Josh for getting a really good top 10. Got to be a part of this team, PBR. I'm sorry also for my incident earlier with Justin I had on one of the restarts. But he got the last lap for third, so it's all good. So yeah, I just want to thank my teammates and everyone, and Cam Alonso for running this league, and you guys for commentating this joint tonight. Thank you, guys.
Well, alrighty, that is your 4th place finish tonight, Michael Kruger. Which, by the way, fun fact: past 10 races we've run here in the Independence News Truck Series, Michael Kruger has finished top 10 in 9 of them, including tonight. Congrats again, Michael.
Thanks, Dawson.
All right, now normally what we do is I'm the one conducting Victory Lane interviews, but tonight it's different. It's much more different. It's much more special because we're gonna allow Jonathan Parker to mosey on down to Victory Lane and celebrate with his buddy Ethan Fonseca Moreno, your winner tonight. And those two are going to celebrate and have a little bit of an interview here, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it. So, John, I believe you're down there and you have caught up with our race winner.
I hope I have. Ethan, this is your buddy Jonathan Parker up in the JCTV booth. You got a copy, dog? I don't think you can hear me. Dude, what do you mean? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Sorry.
All right. So that was one wild race. So Tristan Maher, he's got about a 1.2, 1.3 second lead, and you get the caution that you need. First of all, did you even have any other tire sets to use? Because we heard Justin didn't have any tire sets. That's why he stayed out. Did you have any tire sets left, or were you just playing games?
Oh, yeah, I definitely had a tire set left. I just thought my best chance would probably be to restart from the lead and hope that we had more cars staying out. For a second, when we had that caution, I saw cars behind us pitting. I thought they were on the lead lap. So I thought they stayed out with us, and I'd have a good cushion between myself and the guys who pitted. And once I saw them pit, I was like, oh my God, it's like it's going to be over. And something's going to happen. They're going to go on the outside of me and pass me real easily. And yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, now the first restart, you got an outstanding jump. You were clear for miles, and I know you didn't want that caution to come out on that restart. And then the final restart, Mike is right behind you, 4 fresh tires on his Chevrolet, and he gets an amazing start. I mean, he's basically pushing you through the restart zone all the way down to turn 1, and you were blocking like a madman. How did you even keep him behind you?
You know what? I really don't know. In the turn one, I just kind of went where he did and just try to stay in front of him. And same thing for turn three. I think he went a little bit higher, and I went a little bit lower. So I was just trying to cover him off, trying to block him onto the getting off of four. And I know he's just trying to go to make a move on the inside. So I kind of did what he should have done, and he did do it. So um, I was thinking I'd maybe get punted in a turn one or something like that. And I don't even know how. I really don't know how I had the grip to even stay on his outside and get the run off. It blows my mind how it even worked. But yeah, in the turn three on the last lap, I saw I was clear. Like my spotter said clear, and I sent all the way down to the bottom because I figured that was my best shot. If I stayed three wide, those guys would fly around me. So yeah, I was just, I don't know, man, it's crazy. But yeah, to finish there, I just want to apologize to all the guys that got involved in the crash there. I don't know. I feel really guilty about that finish. It's not really the way that I wanted to win, but no, I felt like the truck kind of got loose there, or not loose tight. It just slid up the track, and I didn't let go of the wheel. Whatever. Like I just tried to keep turning and keep turning. I didn't try to go slide up on Micah and just slid up right on him, and the rest is history now. But man,
I saw y'all talk about it. Y'all be good, but
yeah.
What I was really thinking on that entire last restart, I'm like, that's really not the guy you want to be blocking. Like Micah, a couple years ago, after the second block, I'm going to be honest with you, you would have been in a catch fence knowing him. I'm really shocked he didn't even move you. I mean, that's I had to make sure I gotta go talk to Chris to make sure he wasn't driving for Micah or something, because golly, that's not like him at all. But he kept it clean, and y'all kept it relatively clean. And that last corner, I don't blame him for not lifting. You win and you're in. It's your first win's on the line. You have to go and take it. And yeah, you ran each other tight. Y'all just made slight contact, and it was great. But I'm sure you got a lot of shout outs. Who do you want to shout out tonight?
I just want to, first, shout out to the guys who were racing pretty hard and clean with me during the race. And big apology to the guys who were involved in the last crash there. Like I said, just did not want that to happen at all. But yeah, shout out to you, yourself, Michael Kruger, all those guys who were in this practice session that helped, get everything sorted, try to get used to the track and all that. It really helped a lot. Some things just didn't go right during the race, but you know what? It came out with the win at the end. So, yeah.
I forgot to talk about your speeding penalty, guys. I was up here. I was a little upset. I was saying that's because I've talked to you about how you got to do all the little things right, and that's one of the little things. But you made up for it big time by that big ball strategy call to stay out, and then those very big cojones blocks that you made. I mean, those were that's a big deal to be throwing those types of blocks, and you're ready to be racing for these wins, and you did a great job. So. Yeah. Everyone, that was your winner, Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
Alrighty, so an exciting race, an exciting, hectic, chaotic finish, and we get a new first-time winner. I think first I gotta ask you, John, first your thoughts at the end of that race. A little more personal to you. You've known Ethan for a while, I believe. So you've known him a little longer than we have. So what is your takeaway from this? Getting to see this race happen and getting to see that win.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was dead. Like, I thought he was so screwed. I mean, that's 40-something lap old tires. That's very deep into a run here. That's over half a run, and usually when you stay out like that, you chatter them so hard on those restarts, and then you just don't have the grip that those fresh tires have. But I don't know if he had an angel riding with him or what, but he had just as much grip as Micah somehow, basically. And it was just really exciting to see him. I mean, I'm seeing him blossom right before my eyes. It's awesome.
It's been really cool to see him come in here. We've been pretty high on him as well. in the booth. Especially, I've been very much high on Ethan and you can kind of see in the background here. We're gonna see if we can cut to him here really quick. He is down there burning it down now. Was burning it down until he got the camera on him. Got a little camera shy, so well, there you go. But yeah, I mean, it's been really cool to see this happen and finally breaking through, finally getting the win. So it's been really, really awesome to see this all happen. Adam, I mean, what are your thoughts how this race has went?
Yeah, it was definitely exciting though, and chaotic and unpredictable on those green white checkers, and we saw pretty much it all tonight. It was 202 or 3 laps, whatever it was. It was definitely all worth it because we saw the tides change so many times tonight, and it was, I don't know what else to say really. It was just so exciting to see everything unfold the way it did tonight.
Nothing short of amazing here tonight. Well, that will do it from us here at Iowa. The Cornfields produce a new winner. Ethan Fonseca Moreno gets it done in overtime. And so that is it from us here tonight. So look at your week ahead here on JCTV. Next Tuesday night, Slide Job Racing League, round 3 of 4. This week, they are at Darlington. I said it last week, they were at Darlington. They were at Watkins Glen this week. This upcoming week, they are at Darlington. This is their throwback race. They'll be having some throwback schemes. It will be fun. We will have a lot of fun. I believe upcoming Friday is the NAOR series presented by DI9 Designs. Not Dig Designs, DI9 Designs. And I do believe that their race coming up here this next week, they are going to, looks like the Charlotte Roval this upcoming Friday. That'll be a fun one. I will not be there for that one, though. My little brother's graduating high school, so I will be out at a graduation for that. But next Saturday, the In the Pits News Truck Series continues on with its 4th season as we go racing, and I believe going to Michigan next week. Indeed we are. Yeah, Michigan next week for 100 laps. Last season, we saw an upset with a first-time winner with Ryan Bogey scoring the victory. Do we see that again this year? Tune in to find out next Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern here on JCTV. That'll do it from us here for the Furever Home 200 at Iowa Speedway. I want to give a thank you to Jonathan Parker and Adam Kuhn, as always, for joining us in the booth. And for those two, this is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long. Have a great rest of your night. I'm muted. You're muted. We're all muted. This is when we celebrate.